Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom deadline streams. It is game week 4. You know, the season's starting to kick off. It's starting to get a little bit juicy, ladies and gentlemen. Can see quite a few of the regular kind of participants of these streams, whatever you want to be called. The regular viewers are here as well. We are doing a dual stream. We are live on TikTok and on YouTube, but YouTube is the place that you need to be because you get to see all the cool graphics, all the just amazing stuff, to be honest, as well. And I can answer your questions just that little bit easier. As well, if you do want your team analysing or reviewing for this week, if you go over to my Twitter, at FPLTom_, if you go to my pinned tweet and leave your team there, we'll review it live on stream as well. And there's something that I need you guys to do at the start of this stream on TikTok and on YouTube. What I need you to do is just like it. If you like it, it pushes it out to more people. It gets it out there. You know, we can build this audience. We can build these streams. I can take more Fridays off work as well to come and do these streams as well. So yeah, like it for me. Push it out there. Subscribe as well. Follow me on TikTok. All that good stuff. We will be trying to answer as many of your questions as possible as well. So like I said, yeah, do get your questions coming in, guys. And yeah, how's people's Fridays doing, to be honest? You know, how are they doing? You know, how's people's Fridays going? Mine's doing all right. Mine's not too bad, to be honest. If you do have any questions, like I said, with your teams, do get them in. My voice as well today, a little bit raspy. I went out last night and my voice hasn't quite recovered, but we've got 2 waters for this stream. Usually we only have the one. I have to go and refill at random points in the stream, but today we have 2. So you know what? That deserves a like as well. So if you're enjoying the content and you have any questions, get the questions in, like it, support it, all that good stuff. But yeah, keep the questions coming in, guys, and I will try and go through as many as possible. And as well, like I said, if you want your team reviewing, TikTok or YouTube, if you want your team reviewing, then what I would do is go over to my Twitter, link to that in the bio and description of this video, bio on TikTok. Go over there, go to my pinned tweet, send it, and you can have your team reviewed live on the stream, and we'll give you my thoughts, feedback, what you can improve, what you can do. Yeah, all that good stuff. I can see we've got loads of questions coming in already. If you are watching on TikTok, the best thing that you can do is come over to the YouTube. You get to see all the cool graphics. A little bit easier to answer the questions as well on there, to be honest, as well. Luke, I can see you've done Gabriel to Diaz and Martinelli to Maddison. I kind of rate that. I kind of rate those. Sanchez or Areola? I'd probably go with Areola. It's still deadline day. You don't know what Chelsea are going to do, to be honest, but I'd probably go Areola. I think Sanchez's fixtures are better, but I'm just not sure about his long-term kind of availability in the kind of thing, to be honest. Opinions on John McGinn? No, don't go for John McGinn in fantasy. Don't go for John McGinn in fantasy. He even said himself not to go for John McGinn, so do not go for John McGinn in fantasy football. Mr. Blanky saying hi. Luke's going to send me his team on Twitter. Like I said, if you want to send me your team on Twitter, and we will review it live on stream. And as well, keep your questions coming in, guys. But yeah, it's good. It's good to be back, you know. Game week 4. Game week 3 was absolutely amazing for me. I did have a doji, so I'm pretty happy with that. Haaland not quite performing to the standards that we wanted. But you know what? This week, we're going to have a look at some fixtures. We're going to start that off straight away. We're going to have a look at the fixtures. I did make a video this week on my YouTube channel potentially discussing a possibility of going for a free hit. We spoke about kind of the fixtures that we have this week. There's kind of like a polarizing kind of set of fixtures to go for. We've got Luton, West Ham, Sheffield United, Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, Burnley, Spurs, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Liverpool, Villa, and Arsenal, Manchester United. So I definitely think there is the possibility this week that you potentially could be looking to hit that free hit button. I did put a video out there and I did kind of suggest it as well, that that is a possibility with these fixtures. As you can see, someone's already asking a question about Bowen or James Ward-Prowse. Personally for me, I think Bowen is just that little bit more explosive. But in kind of these West Ham assets, they are going to be a very short-term 1-week punt. So I potentially would say maybe go for players like Maddison, Sterling, and Buemo. These are kind of higher priority targets in the long term for me. But if you're looking for a 1-week punt, I'd go Bowen. I know Ward-Prowse has the free kicks and the corners, but Bowen's just got that little bit more explosivity and the potential to have penalties as well. So yeah, like I said, the free hit is a potential option as well that you could do this week with that West Ham fixture being so good. Luton looking extremely poor. Chelsea having good fixtures. City having a really good fixture against Fulham. That is a fixture that I would be massively recommending targeting. No worries, no worries. Any questions that you do have, guys, I will try to answer as many as possible. Archer for 4.5 at Sheffield United, I think that's a great option. Looking at Heckingbottom's press conference, it looks like he is going to start. Obviously, they haven't been too creative in front of goal as well. You know, did all right in the Championship. I think he was at Preston last season, so he's done all right there. But, you know, he's not like a cool, you know, explosive asset that I want to be playing every single week. But Everton, it's a home fixture. I don't like dislike it, but I definitely think it's one that, you know, if you've got Archer, great. I wouldn't be going out to pick him up, though. Up the Mansfield as well. Absolutely banging. We're going to batter Bradford this weekend as well. We're going to absolutely smash Bradford. But yeah, those were the fixtures. I feel we'll move on to my predictions for this week after kind of having a quick run through of them instead. I have Silva in my team. Should I get Fernandes instead of him? Yes. Yeah, I think that's... He's done extremely well with kind of the data sets and stuff. On penalties as well, which is always a key asset that I look for. Hello, Tom. 1 free transfer, no Chelsea assets. Watkins down to Jackson or Rashford down to Sterling. I'd probably go Watkins down to Jackson, to be honest. I'd go Watkins down to Jackson. Potentially Højlund could play this game week as well. So that means Rashford is going to be on that left-hand side a lot more, where he is a lot more of an explosive asset. What is your prediction for Bradford? I think we'll win 4-2. Yeah, we look incredible at the moment. Some of the football we're playing, especially with the injuries that we've got as well, I think it could be like 3-1. Cook's going to score, of course, isn't he? Best 4 million defender. Ooh, good question. It was Gusto, but he's now 4.1. Thoughts on West Brom? I swear this guy was in the stream last week. No thoughts on West Brom. Absolutely zero thoughts on West Brom. Oh, dear. Is Emerson a good idea for this game week, then changing to Estupinian? Has Emerson been playing? I don't even know if Emerson's been playing the past few games, to be honest. Let me go and have a look at that for you. We'll have a look at that. Group F predictions for the UCL. Is that the one where Newcastle have been absolutely shafted? Is that the group? But yeah, let's have a look if Emerson's actually been playing games. I don't think he has. But maybe I could be wrong. But we'll have a look at that for you. Oh, he's played 3 full 90s, so potentially, but I don't understand why you do that, to be honest. Just going like 1 week to the other. Oh, yes. The guy who's just moved to Forest on loan from Arsenal is great, to be honest. Salah worth keeping? It's an interesting one. Personally, for my team, I've taken him out. I've taken Salah out this week. We've gone for Maddison. I just don't think he looks good. He's just not passing the eye test for me, to be honest. Like, you watch the games and you go, yeah, he's picked up 15 points. He's looked okay, but I don't know. Like, for the price I'm paying, I want more, to be honest. I just want more. But maybe that's just me being a bit greedy. But I definitely think this year he's not worth going for, to be honest. But yeah, do keep them. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. But yeah, let's get back to the Game Week 4 score predictions for this week. I've gone for a 2-0 win for Luton over West Ham. Rogue, I know. But it's just the first game. There's a little bit of romance in the air. You know, they're going to be at home. Just that little bit of romance in the air. I'm feeling it. You know, West Ham put in a good performance against Brighton, but it was very much like hit on the break, to be honest. But yeah, Sheffield United versus Everton. I've gone for a 2-0 win for Everton. I think Beto's going to score. I hope Everton win as well. I've gone for them in my last man standing, so fingers crossed. Absolutely fingers crossed for that one. Brentford versus Bournemouth. I've gone for a 2-0 win for Brentford. Hopefully Visser and Mbeumo are involved in the goals. Burnley versus Spurs. I've gone for a 3-0 win for Spurs. You know, hopefully with me bringing James Maddison in, that goes well. Yeah, I am from Mansfield, and I do support Mansfield. Yeah. You know, we're just an elite club, to be honest. Absolutely massive club. So what can we say? What can we say to that, to be honest? If you are enjoying either of the streams or have any questions, get them in, like them, subscribe, follow. If you are on TikTok, we are also streaming on YouTube, and that's where you get to see kind of all the like cool graphics, my team, answer questions a little bit easier, as well as the chat is right in front of me on a bigger screen. So if you do have any questions, go to my bio, go over to my YouTube, subscribe, get your comments in here. It's just a little bit easier for me to read. Right, let's get through these, and then we're going to have a whack of some questions and go through my team for game week 4. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. I've gone for 2-1. I think Forest have been extremely impressive in kind of the opening fixtures against a lot of top teams as well. Obviously, with this kind of raft of new additions that they've decided to sign on deadline day, don't know why you do it earlier, but that they've decided to do on deadline day, you know, It's one of them. It's one of them. Who knows? It might impact them. City versus Fulham. I've gone for a 6-0 win for City. Fulham have the highest XG conceded, to be honest. But yeah, it's one of them. One of them. Brighton versus Newcastle. I think this is going to be a thriller. I've gone 3-2 to Newcastle. Crystal Palace versus Wolves. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Crystal Palace. Liverpool versus Villa. I'm thinking 1-1. I just can see Villa getting something out of that game. And then Arsenal versus United, I've gone for a cracker as well. 3-3, the defensive issues for United. But then with potentially Højlund coming off the bench, maybe, you know, getting himself a goal. I definitely think there's options there, to be honest. But yeah, those were my score predictions for this game week. We have got a lot of questions to be getting through this week. A lot of questions to be getting through. I'm going to start with YouTube. Like I said, if you are on TikTok, come over to YouTube. That is the best place to ask your questions, as it's a little bit easier for me to see. So go to the link in my bio, come over to YouTube, and then, yeah, we can answer questions a little bit easier there. Someone's asked, should I start Martinelli or Estupinian? I'd probably start Estupinian. With Jesus being back for this weekend, he makes, you know, Martinelli a really good asset. Brighton as well haven't kept a clean sheet so far this season. So, you know, I know Estupinian has the highest expected goals involved for any defender in kind of, you know, the Premier League so far this season. But, yeah, I'd still go Martinelli. Attack the fixture. Matt's enjoying the stream. He's asked Salah to Maddison and then Pedro to Darwin for a complete punt. It's a draft, but I have a season ticket, so always want a Liverpool asset as possible. I like Salah to Maddison. And then, you know what? Darwin, he took his chances. I definitely think he's going to start this week. It is a completely one-week punt, but if you want to watch someone at the game, I like that. Go for it. Go for it. Best 4.5 million defender. Good question. Good question. Let's go and have a look at that, because I think we've had a few questions about that on TikTok as well for the best 4.5 million defender. So we'll have a look at that. We'll include the ones that have gone up to 4.6 as well, just because there's a lot of quality there, to be honest. There is a lot of quality. Probably Cash. Matty Cash is an excellent one that I can already see straight off the bat. Matty Cash, Anderson from Crystal Palace. Adoji is one of my personal favourites. Gusto, but with, you know, Reece James potentially coming back, I think we are going to see limited minutes for Gusto kind of after the international break as well. So I wouldn't be too keen on that one. Henry, like I said, Rico Henry's one of them. Mark Gahey as well. Levi Colwell looks like he's fit for this game week as well. So they're probably my top picks that I would gone for. Yeah, Matt, Darwin's probably going to get benched on Sunday now, isn't he? It's going to be absolute shamble City. But you know what? You were here. You went for it. You know what? If he scores, though, it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel so good. And I definitely think he's one of those players where there's positions up for grabs in that Liverpool team. And if, you know, he can get himself in it, then, yeah, you know, could go extremely well. Should I swap Basuma for Amrabat? Why do you have either of those players, to be honest? Is the next question I'm going to ask. Will's on the wild card for this week. He's asked Vissa or Alvarez. I would go for... Vissa's look good, but with them signing Maupay on loan, which is arguably the most bizarre deadline day deal so far, I'd probably go Alvarez. Played 3 full 90s, which is very rare. Opinions on Elise going to Chelsea? Is that happening? I thought that was pretty much dead in the water, to be honest. Thought that was completely dead in the water. Sterling or Rashford? Probably Sterling. Probably Sterling. No one said Ward-Prowse is going to be cooking tonight, in his opinion. Maybe. Maybe. I've said in previous streams that I don't think he's a good option, and then he's absolutely proved me wrong. You know, David Moyes loves set pieces as well. Always a team that is set up for set pieces. So, you know, it is one of those. It is one of those. Mansfield are going to get battered. It's an interesting one, mate. It is an interesting one. But, you know, you said you supported Chesterfield, and, like, I can't hear you down there, to be honest, pal. Just can't hear you. Like, how is non-league football? Do you enjoy going to Altrincham away? Probably not. Apparently they're getting Morpie back, Luke, on loan, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's just one of the most bizarre transfers in the world, to be honest. Have 2 Chelsea defenders, Chilwell and Gusto. Should I bench one to get Mbeumo on, or perhaps get a West Ham mid with my 1 free transfer? I would bench Gusto and play Mbeumo. Bournemouth at home is a great fixture. Absolutely banging fixture for him. Brentford as well have been killing it. Eze to Maddison or Roll? Ooh. Who else have you got in your team there? Because that's a difficult one. Because I'm playing Eze this week. His data's been good. And I get that he hasn't got any points yet. And he's playing for Palace. So it doesn't really help. Maddison is kind of that desirable object as well. That I think a lot of people want to go for. So I understand that. Start 2. Matoma, Saka, Estupinian, Awonyi. I would probably start Saka and Estupinian. Probably Saka and Estupinian. But Awonyi's on this run where he can't stop scoring, so maybe you go Saka and Awonyi. Back the attackers. Apparently Ansu Fati is going to be fit as well for the Brighton game. So that limits Matoma's minutes massively. Massively limits Matoma's minutes. Archie's in the chat as well. Big up Archie. Absolute goat of the Wednesday preview streams. If you don't come to them, I'd highly suggest it. You learn a lot of good stuff about fantasy football. But yeah. Archie's asked, what do I think of Brendan Johnson now that he's going to Spurs? I don't know where he's going to play, because he usually plays off the right for Nottingham Forest. And obviously Kulusevski started the season quite brightly. So it's whether or not he's going to potentially be the forward for them. If he is, then I definitely think he could be an option, because Richarlison is just not it. That man can't cook. That man can't cook. Someone's literally just asked at the same time in the TikTok chat, should I get Richarlison? No, do not get Richarlison. Go and get Maddison. Edison or Onana? I wouldn't be wasting a free transfer on a goalkeeper, to be honest. I know Onana's fixture isn't great and United haven't looked great, but I definitely wouldn't, you know, be wasting a free transfer. I'd save it, roll it into next week. It's international break as well, so a lot of injuries could potentially happen. Riley, if you want to come see my team, come over to YouTube at FPL Tom. If you go into my bio, click there, you can come see my team. It is on screen right now on YouTube, and it's a little bit easier for me to answer potential questions that you have. Darwizzy is getting a lot of shouts in both chats as well. Absolutely loving it. Should I bench Bentoma? It depends who for, Jack. Depends who for. Adoji or Gvardiol? Probably go Adoji. Just that little bit more attacking. A little bit more attacking. Who should I replace Gabriel? I've got Chilwell, Estupinian, Baldock, Kabore. I would probably go Adoji. Adoji or Henry would be my top 2 picks there. Or Cash. Cash has looked extremely good. But with Villa kind of having European football now, I definitely think there's going to be some rotation kind of starting to kind of seep within that side, to be honest. So if I start Awonyi, should I bench Sanchez and start Pickford? I didn't realise Pickford was your goalkeeper. Oh, Pickford in goal. It's criminal. It's criminal. Jordan Pickford as a goalkeeper. Oh my days. Yeah. It depends. It depends if you think Awonyi is gonna, you know, continue to be on this record, or whether or not that's it. It's done. There's this thing in basketball called hot hand fallacy. It's where a player repeatedly, you know, hit free throws repeatedly. Nicely. He repeatedly hits the free throws, and kind of there's this perception that people think that is going to continue to happen week in, week out. So it's whether or not you kind of are buying into this and think that Awonyi is going to continue to score, continue to break this record, because he has looked impressive, but, you know, or do you fancy that he's going to keep a clean sheet? I don't think that Chelsea defence has looked great, and Forest have been kind of impressive in their opening 2 game weeks. Eze versus Wolves will cook. Yeah, boy, I'm back in that. Should I get Gvardiol or Saliba? I would get Gvardiol. Up the Stags as well. Love that from you, James. Absolutely love that from you. If you are enjoying either stream on YouTube or on TikTok, make sure to like it, make sure to follow, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well, as we are trying to hit 2,500 subs by the end of this month. I think we're about 600 odd away. You know, we're probably going to hit 2,000 within the next like week or so. You know, if we could hit it today, that'd be absolutely amazing. So if you're on TikTok and you want to see some regular FPL content, I upload like 2-3 times a day. Not a day, a week. 2 to 3 times a day would be absolutely mental. But yeah, if you want to come over to YouTube, I can answer your questions a little bit better. And, you know, you get some great content as well. You get some great content. Yes, Ricky Miller did play for us at some point. He is a god-awful footballer. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on Ricky Miller. Who should I swap Matoma for? I've got 7.5. Probably Sterling. I'd go for Sterling. You can't quite afford Maddison, so I'd go for Sterling. Vissa or Fernandez to start this week. Bruno's data is absolutely unreal, so surely there's got to be a potential other option that you could go for in that. Let me know your team, Luke, and then we can work together to kind of figure out who you should be playing, who you should be signing. Would you sell Bruno for Madders? No. Bruno's data is absolutely unreal. I think he could smash it again this game week. I think he's the key one. Rashford to Madders? Yeah. Here he is. Liam's in the stream as well. My good friend Liam. Ricky Miller getting call-outs on TikTok. Was it you, lad, in disguise? Big up Miller Boy 08. Absolutely criminal. I never thought the day would come where Ricky Miller would be mentioned in one of ours. Absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal, to be honest. Carlton Morris is going to score today, according to Archie. I agree with that. He was my original plan to go from João Pedro to Carlton Morris because he's on penalties. Like in the fixtures, the next 4 aren't that bad for Luton either. So I definitely think he is a potential option. Chances of me free hitting? 0 this week. Absolutely 0. Mbuemo or Madders? Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. Probably Mbuemo. He did score a brace to stop us getting promoted, mate. That is actually heartbreaking. It's actually heartbreaking. Yeah, I agree with your point there, Luke, as well. Ansu Fati is such a career mode signing. It's just one you make at like 10 at night. You're just like, oh, Ansu Fati to Brighton. Yeah, sure. Same with Dahoud, though, earlier in the window. That felt like one. Is it worth it to sell either Rashford or Bruno to Maddison or Sterling, or hold the transfers and have 2 free transfers for after the international break? I think Rashford would be the one that I would potentially look to move on for Maddison or Sterling. That would be kind of my thought process, which one to potentially go for. But other than that, I think holding 2 free transfers post international break. There's always something in the international break. Someone gets injured. Something happens. I definitely think, you know, it's worth going into that international break with 2 free transfers. If you think United potentially could get something out of that game as well, then just hold. Keep Martinelli. Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them, Martinelli, to be honest. He looks good when Jesus is on, and obviously Jesus is now back from injury, so we're expecting, you know, better performances from him. So I think it might be worth the hold, but my other 2 options would be Maddison or Sterling. Really good fixtures for those 2 as well. People are posting on Twitter. If you want your team rating, go over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Go to my pinned tweet and leave your team there. I will rate it. If you're on TikTok, the easiest way that you can do that is go into the bio, go to YouTube, and then it just flows like that. Sean in the TikTok chat, the Mansfield kit is fresh, boy. It is absolutely dripping as well. Aiken's on the back, but, you know, I don't want to get age restricted. Like, if I show that, like, woof. Woof! People aren't going to know what's hit them. Yeah, I'll check your team. No need to get aggressive. Come on, guys. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. We will get there eventually. Do you think Luton will hold West Ham tonight? I think Luton have the potential to win, to be honest. I really do. That little bit of romance, that football romance, under the lights. Premier League ground for them. Kenilworth Road. Absolutely mental. Areola or Pickford? Who should I start? I think you've got to back Pickford. Sheffield United haven't looked great, so I'd start Pickford. Actually, no, Areola. Shit. No, I'd be going Areola. 100% Areola. Ignore me. Absolutely ignore me. Cash, Estupinian, Saliba, bench 1, bench Cash. They're playing Liverpool away. He's probably not going to score as well. Good old Lucas Paqueta dancing around the terraced houses. I would pay to see that. That would be funny. How much do I have in the bank? Good question. Quite a lot of money. Hell of a lot of money at the moment. 4.8 million in the bank at the current time of streaming, recording. Yeah, whatever it is. Watkins or Kulusevski? Ooh. With Johnson signing, I think that's going to limit Kulusevski's minutes, so I'd probably go Watkins. Matoma to Mbuemo or Madders? Mbuemo. Lucas Akins was at Stevenage in FIFA 14 or 15. Mate, Lucas Akins is an absolute goat. If you don't know, get to know. Absolute goat, to be honest. Tom, what do you think and the viewers think I should do with my team for game week? Send me on Twitter. Yeah, I'll go look in a minute, Liam. Cool. Would you start Gabby Jesus this week? Yes. Yes, I would if you have him. I definitely think, he's had that kind of week off, was on the bench. He's had a full week of training now. There hasn't kind of been any concerns around it. I think Nketiah might start the game, but if things aren't going well for Arsenal, I definitely can see Jesus coming on. Who did Mansfield get in the cup again? We got Peterborough. Just such a disappointing draw. Just such a disappointing draw. If you're not sure what to do with it, I'd say roll. There's an international break coming up. There's always injuries. There's always kind of issues as well that happen around that. So I just kind of roll and go into the next week, to be honest. Right, we've had a lot of people send me their team on Twitter, I think. Yes, we've had a lot of people. There's a lot of people getting involved. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Right, we're going to start off with FPL Arch. He's the first one who has sent me his team. If you want to come and send me your team on Twitter, then go to my bio, go to the pinned tweet, and it'll be there. You can leave your team here. We're reviewing it live. You can see it in the YouTube chat, which is a little bit easier to kind of follow and keep track of as well. So if you do want to come over to the YouTube, that is also in the bio. Come subscribe as well, as we are trying to hit 2,000 subs and 2,500 subs by the end of the month. That would be great if we could do that. That would be absolutely mega if we could do that. But yeah, I've just realised I was jiggling my hands around like an idiot. Right, this is FPL Archer's team. Areola, Estupinian, Adoji, Chilwell, Saka, Rashford, Mbuemo, Eze, Maddison, Nicholas Jackson, Haaland, Onana, Saliba, João Pedro, Botman. Yeah, I think that's a very good team. That is very strong, to be honest, Arch. No problems there. Depends if you have a free transfer or whether or not you want to take one into next week. I think Botman, from the sounds of it, is not a major injury issue. So I don't think he's too much of a concern. So I think he'll be back in the team. Do I think Mansfield will go up? Yes, Bob the Builder, mate. We are going to go up. We're flying. We're flying. Right, let's move on to Liam's team. Hopefully he's still in the chat. He's not dipped. This is Liam's team for this week. Areola, Pedporo, Estupinian, Cash, Saka, Salah, Rashford, Mitoma, and Mbuemo. And Mbuemo captain. Wow. Okay. Okay. This is big, Liam, this. This is big, mate. And Mbuemo captain. Okay. I would not recommend going against Haaland this week. But I also said that last week. So, yeah. Visser, Pickford, Stones, Bell, Adoji. I know we've spoke about Stones on Messenger together. I'd keep Stones. It looks like he's back in training. So I don't think he necessarily starts this week. But he'll be available after the international break. So I definitely think it's worth doing that. I think you said you didn't have any money in the bank either, did you? I can't quite remember, to be honest, mate. I look at a lot of people's teams. Oh, Notts County Till I Die's entered the chat. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. We got Peterborough, mate. We got Peterborough. But, yeah, we don't get battered everywhere we go. I think we've got a pretty good record at your place. Pretty good record at your place, to be honest. My transfer this week, Liam, would probably be... maybe look to move Mitoma. But then I think you said to me you didn't have much in the bank. Maybe it's worth downgrading Salah. Maybe it is worth downgrading Salah, to be honest. Free up that money. Maybe go James Maddison. Free up the Salah money. And then, you know, you've got money after the kind of thing. You've got nothing left. It's whether or not you think Salah's going to do well and you want to hold him. I'm not so keen on him. You could downgrade him. Free up a lot of money to kind of get rid of Matoma next week. But yeah, it's one of them. Maybe upgrade some of you guys on the bench as well. So I think probably Salah or Matoma would be the ones that I'd be potentially getting rid of. In terms of replacements, probably James Maddison or Sterling. And then for Matoma, let's have a look for a cheaper midfield for you. Let's have a look for a cheaper midfielder for you. It's not a lot. There's not a lot, is there? Eesh. Maybe James Ward-Prowse. That could be a shout. Is a little bit 1 week punty though, because they've got City and Liverpool after that. So, yeah. Would be a little bit punty, but probably that would be the one. Salah to Maddison or Sterling. And then, if you don't want to do that, maybe Matoma to like James Ward-Prowse. But it's very 1 week punty. Very 1 week punty, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I'd do. Cool. Right, let's move on to some more teams. It would leave you with 4 mil in the bank as well, which is big. You could upgrade those two like dud players as well, to be honest. You would upgrade those two dud players, which is something that you want to always do. Gives you a little bit more options. I don't think Salah's been cooking either this year. But yeah, James Ward-Prowse for Matoma. Or I would go Salah to James Ward-Prowse. Not James Ward-Prowse. Salah to Sterling or Maddison. Right, who's next? Callum White's team. Onana, Adoji, Chilwell, Estepinian, Saka, Maddison, Diaby, Bowen. Bowen captain. We're getting some bloody rogue captains this week. Bowen captain. People are going against Haaland is absolutely mental. It's honestly mental. Like, Fulham have got the best XG conceded. Well, not the best. The worst, XG conceded in the league. So I wouldn't be doing that. I would not be going against Haaland this week. But other than that, this team is very strong. Very similar to what I said. It looks like Stones is back in training, so hopefully he becomes an option as well for you. But this is a very strong team. Maybe... I mean, you've got no United midfielders, so it's probably worth playing Saliba over Diaby. Maybe. One of them. Maybe one of them. Right, let's have a look if anyone else has sent me their team. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. We've got a message. Luke sent me his team. Let's have a look at Luke's team for this week. Onana, Ruben Diaz, Chilwell, Colwell, Foden, and Mbeumo, Rashford, Saka, Maddison, Haaland captain. There we go. And Nicholas Jackson as well. I think that's fine, Luke. That's fine. I can't quite see your bench here. It's kind of cut off. But let me know who's on the bench. Let me know who's on the bench. Right, I can see bare questions are flying in. So I'm going to try and go through as many of them as possible. Let's try and go through as many of them as possible. Okay. Foden or Mbeumo. Oh, Foden is spicy, but Mbeumo's got the minutes. Like, very consistent minutes as well. So I'll probably go Mbeumo. Salah or Rashford? Probably Salah. I did say last week not to triple captain Rodri, and the week before not to go for captain Hamer, and look how they worked out. So, you know, don't listen to my advice, because it works out for you. It does work out for you. I don't have a league code. I just didn't really want to deal with that or be arsed with that. Archie's used his 2 free transfers this week. He's gone Jackson and Maddison. Nice. Rate it. Good afternoon. Salah or Rashford? Sell Salah to bring in Sterling, Maddison and Jackson. Rashford to sell, bring in Sterling or Maddison. If you've got two free transfers, then I'd say the top option. Don't be taking minuses though. I wouldn't be taking minuses. I've got nothing left. And Buemo or Foden, we've had this one. I'd probably go in Buemo. Was thinking of selling Salah and Matoma to bring in Sterling and Madders. For a -4? Or have you got 2 free transfers, Liam? I won't be taking minuses. Fulham don't have Paulini either. It looks like he's potentially going to Bayern Munich. So yeah. It's just League 2, just nonsense happening in the TikTok chat. I can just occasionally just see someone saying something about League 2, to be honest. Calling it a Farmers League. Jamie's capping Haaland as well. Estepinian, Baldock, and Bowman and Turner. Oh, okay. That makes sense then, Luke. I think you've chose the right decisions. Callum, you did tell me West Ham would beat Chelsea, but we're here. Yes, you can send me a team on Twitter at FPL Tom if you want to send it me at FPL Tom _ sorry. Go to my pinned tweet. We'll get a few more of those in. That goes for people on TikTok as well. But yeah, if you're on TikTok as well and you want to come over to the YouTube channel where you can see my team on screen right now, it's a little bit easier for me to read questions and go through the chat as well. So if you want to, any dilemmas, any questions that you need asking, go over there, go over to the YouTube channel, get your questions in here. If you're on the YouTube channel as well and you're enjoying the stream or your question has been answered, please like it. It pushes it out to more people. We need as many people in these streams as possible. Gives me the opportunity to kind of take Fridays off work as well when there's Friday deadlines, So yeah, smash the likes, follows, subscribes, all that good stuff today. I don't know what's happening in the TikTok chat. It's just nonsense with like Grimsby and Mansfield, to be honest. Absolutely nonsense. Yeah, you can DM it me. You can DM it me on Twitter. It should work. Who to drop for a Doji? Bruno, Saka or Odegaard, or leave a Doji on the bench as first sub? Probably Odegaard. Odegaard would be kind of the one that I would bench out of that lot if you wanted to play a Doji this game week. Someone's captain Van Dijk. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Oh dearie dearie. Oh, the two waters was a very strong suggestion this week. Yeah, I will be going live, Archie, when there is Saturday deadlines as well, as I already have that day off, so it just works out. It's just great. So yeah, I'll be live for the Saturday deadlines as well. I think the next Friday deadline is in October, and somehow I luckily already booked that day off work, so I'll be live for that one as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some Saturday ones as well. A little bit morning streams, when I'm a little bit tired. Mansfield haven't made any deadline signings. I don't think we're going to sign anyone, to be honest. Is Eze a good pick? Yes. Underlying data is looking clear. Crystal Palace have got good fixtures as well. If you've got players that can rotate around him as well, I definitely think he's a good option to go for. Worth doing Watkins to Jackson or Rash to Sterling? Got Bruno, Saka, Maddison and Buemo, Watkins and Haaland. I don't think Watkins is like an essential sell, but with Chelsea's good fixtures, probably Jackson, and then maybe in a couple game weeks you want to go to Isak. So yeah, I'd do that. Matthew's in the chat as well, a regular in these streams. How you doing, my friend? Only one decision to make for him. Inform Ward-Prowse or Isak. Who's coming in and who's coming out, Matthew? Let me know. Gavin's used his free hit as well. Gavin, let me know what that team is looking like. And we can try and help you build a better team. Getting a really good free hit this week. There's one on the channel as well if you want to go check that out. But, I don't want you to leave the stream. Yeah, that's fine, Archie. That's fine, bro. Someone in the TikTok chat has used their wild card this week as well. I have one of them on the channel as well if you want to come and maybe compare, see some good data sets, see what players you potentially should be going for. Should I keep Matoma? No, I'd be looking to get rid of Matoma this week. Gavin, you can either type your team out, or the best way to do it, mate, is go to my Twitter, at FPLTom _, as you can see on screen right now. If you go over there, leave it in the replies to my pinned tweet, and then, yeah, I can help you out there. I can help you out there, mate. I have Odegaard, Saka, Sterling, from Matoma, Rashford, Bruno. Worth a -4 to get Mbuemo or Maddison? No, I won't be taking minuses. Would not be taking minuses. Would you take Salah out of your team? Think he'll play many games in the Europa League? I have already taken Salah out of my team this week. Originally had Salah, went from him from the start. Hasn't really impressed. Obviously, there's kind of this rumblings around the Saudi deal. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's pretty much dead in the water, but I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I definitely think he's an asset worth selling. I've said it now. He's going to go and score an absolute shit ton. Would you take Darwizzy? We've had this question already, and you know what? Potentially. I think he's going to start this week, isn't he? He's at least going to start this week, so, you know. If he gets on a good run, he could be a really good asset at some point as well. But yeah, Darwizzy. Absolutely killing it. Wow, 2 waters was essential. We're absolutely knocking this first water back. Yeah, I can rate your team, Jack. If you want to send it me on Twitter, that's probably the easiest way that I can do that. Do you think Foden will start? Yes. And we will be checking team prediction lineups from Draft Hound a little bit later in the stream as well. Kind of having a look through that. Who would you start, Onana or Turner? Onana. Up the Stags, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Keep the questions coming in, guys. There's a steady stream of them today. Absolutely steady stream. If you're enjoying the stream on TikTok or on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All that good stuff. Who do you think will win League 2? Bit of a dumb question. Come on. Should I do Matoma and Odegaard to Sterling and Maddison? Yes. If you have 2 free transfers, I would. Start Leno or Alisson? Obviously Alisson. Obviously Alisson. I think we've had a few questions about this, but yeah. I made this graphic a little bit earlier. Obviously, this is kind of the big dilemma that a lot of people are going for. I feel these are the 3 kind of midfield assets that people are kind of tempting themselves with. It is Maddison, it is Sterling, it is Foden. If you want to come see this graphic with all the players' underlying data, each player has a green highlight as well to kind of identify which one is the best one. But yeah, if you want to come see that, come over to the YouTube channel at FPL Tom on YouTube or use the link in my bio. Then you get to see kind of the cool data sets and stuff like that. So it's a little bit easier, and I can answer your questions just that little bit easier as well. So yeah, here are the 3 players. We've got Maddison, we've got Sterling, we have got Foden. In terms of goals, Sterling is leading the way at the moment. His 2 goals against Luton. In terms of assists, both Maddison and Foden have 2 assists each. In terms of XG, Sterling is leading the way on that one with 1.10. But then, you know, not too far behind him is James Maddison on 1.07. So I definitely think, you know, it's not out of the realms of possibilities that Maddison could easily climb up and catch him in the upcoming game weeks. In terms of XA, Maddison is clear of both Foden and Raheem Sterling, but obviously he is the most expensive and the most highly owned. I think he's gone up to 22% owned as well since I made this graphic, and I made this graphic at like 12. So yeah, he's going up mad. He is going up mad. So Madders is the one that I would potentially be going for. He's the one that I would be targeting the most. So yeah, he would be the one that I would go for, to be honest, out of all of them. I think Sterling as well, his data was kind of elevated against Luton, kind of a little bit stat paddy. If you look at the other 2 games before that, yeah, he was okay. He was passing the eye test a little bit, but in terms of underlying data, was putting up absolutely nothing. And I think Foden is one of them where I've been tempted this week, but I just don't want to play Pep Roulette. I'm bored of it. I'm absolutely bored of Pep Roulette. Absolutely bored of Pep Roulette, to be honest. It's miserable. Right, Matthew sent me his team. Johnson, Walker, Henry, Chilwell, Sterling, Ward-Prowse, and Mbuemo, Maddison, Saka, Jackson, Haaland. Benches, Isak, Adoji, Akanji. Not sure to start Ward-Prowse or Isak. Start Ward-Prowse. Start Ward-Prowse. 100% start Ward-Prowse. Luton look terrible. That's the way that I would go with that one. Would you start Estepinian versus Newcastle or Colwell to Nottingham Forest? Bearing in mind that I am already starting Chilwell. Ooh, I do think Forest are going to score. So I'd probably go Estepinian there. He has got the highest expected goals involved of all defenders currently in the game. He's like above like most midfielders. I think he's 5th in the Premier League as well. What do you think about Jota and Gakpo? Would avoid. I would avoid them at the moment, especially with Darwin scoring those 2 goals. I definitely think that makes him like a little bit bent. I think Diaz has got that left sorted. Darwin down the middle and Salah down the right is how it's going to kind of go this week. Benching Saka to start Morris. Oh my. Oh my. Someone is backing a big Luton performance tonight. Maddison or Sterling? My preference is to go for Maddison. Oh, Corey's asked, is Visser captain over Haaland stupid? Yes. Really stupid. Yeah, my predictions, Luke, are just what I think. But in terms of like going for players that potentially could do well, you know, West Ham were really impressive. Ward-Prowse is on all the kind of free kicks. I just think there's just going to be a little bit of romance in the air. I can't predict the future, but I can try. I can try. It's just a guess. I could be completely wrong. Maddison or Jackson? Probably Maddison this week. How do I send my team? If you go to my bio, there'll be my Twitter link, my YouTube link. If you go to there, go over to my YouTube at FPLTom_. The pinned tweet there. Go over to that. And yeah, put your team in there. I think some more people have sent me theirs. Start Baldock or Gabriel? Probably Baldock. I don't think Gabriel's going to start again. Genuinely don't. But yeah, we're knocking the water back. We're knocking the water back, ladies and gentlemen. Do keep the questions coming in. Saliba, Risk, Botman, or Baldock? I'd probably play Saliba. I play Saliba, I reckon, out of that lot. Favourite Stags player? It's Lucas Akins. I've got him on the back of this shirt as well. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Love Lucas Akins. Yes, Jack. Let's go and have a look. Gavin sent me his team as well. I think Gavin's on a free hit. And Jack looks like he's on a free hit as well, potentially. Right, let's go and have a look. Player of the month, Keller Dunn. Been absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow, okay. Twitter's gone a bit mad. Twitter has gone a little bit mad. Okay, so we've got Matt's team here. I don't know if Matt is in the chat at any point, but yeah, Matt's team here. This is his team for this week. Johnson, Chilwell, Saliba, Estupiñán, Bruno, Saka, Diaby, Maddison, Foden, Darwizzy, yes, get up, and Haaland. I'd probably start Archer over Diaby, would be my only change that I would make to this team, Matt. But yeah, that would be the only one that I would change. This is Gavin's team, with the looks of it. This is his free hit for this week. Vicario, Adoji, Chilwell, Walker, Henry, Odegaard, Sterling, and Buemo, Bowen, Ward-Prowse, Haaland. I would be starting Visser over Odegaard, to be honest. I would be starting Visser over Odegaard. And I'd probably get Edison in goal over Vicario. That's what I'd do for that team, to be honest. That's what I'd do with this free hit. I'd put Visser in over Odegaard, and I'd replace Vicario with Edison. That is what I'd do to that, to be honest. Nah, the Dortmund kit's staying. Proper club. Bayern, not really. You know, just tin pot. Buy the league every year. Sterling or Saka? I don't think Saka's a sell, so I'd probably keep Saka if I had him. I wouldn't be looking to sell him to Raheem Sterling. I think none of you have been able to see this. Yeah, none of you have been able to see this. That was helpful. There we go. That was really helpful from me. Just making a little error on YouTube. No worries. We'll go back over this. Gavin, what I said was take Vicario out for Edison and put Odegaard out of your team for Visser. Those were the two changes that I would make. Those are the two changes that I would make. If anyone else wants to send me the team at FPL Tom, go to my pinned tweet. Leave it there. Get them in. And we will review them on stream. I'm trying to see if we've got any other ones. Jack here. Brought in Sterling for Martinelli and Walker for Saliba. Okay. That's fine. That team's really good. No issues with that. Correct captain. There's no one else. Maybe put Estepinian above Cash on the bench, but that's probably it. That's all I'd do for that one. Ben Weller. He's done a free hit for this week. Alisson, Pinnock, Estepinian, Adoji, March, Gordon, Saka, Salah, Darwizzy, Haaland. I take Estepinian out and put Chilwell in, and I take Becker out and put Edison in. That is what I'd do to that. Why have you got 3 Brighton players and then Anthony Gordon as well in there? Might need a little bit of kind of rejigging. There's a free hit guide on my YouTube channel if you want to go watch that as well. That will help you pick kind of the best teams and the best players to be targeting this week, Ben. So yeah. Cool. I think someone else has just sent me theirs. Jamie said Edison, Adoji, Chilwell, Sterling, Maddison, and Mbeumo, Foden, Jackson, Haaland, and Morris. Saka on the bench is big, but I think he said that. That he's going that way. So you know what? If you're fancying Morris over Saka, fair play, mate. Fair play. I can't remember if he was on the TikTok chat or on the YouTube chat. But yeah. Cool. Cool, guys. My throat is absolutely killing, by the way. Yeah. Went out last night. Didn't drink. But you know when you just go out and like... You're just in bars and like nightclubs and stuff and just shouting and singing and doing all sorts of daft stuff. My throat, man, is killing. It's killing today. Absolutely killing. Should I captain Ward-Prowse over Haaland? No. Do not captain Ward-Prowse over Haaland. Right, we've had lots of questions. Jeez. Okay, let me see if I can find where we were. Captain Foden instead of Haaland? No. Stick with Haaland. What do you think of Captain Mbeumo over Haaland? No. Fulham have the worst XG conceded in the league. And City are at home. I think they're going to feast. Took Bowen and Pinnock from -4. Mid right now is Saka, Bowen, Foden, Diaz and Mbeumo. Nice, John. I'm also tempted to captain Sterling. He might come out firing as a man. Yeah, true. We saw that with Ivan Toney when he wasn't picked for the England team and then absolutely just went on a rampage. Start Odegaard or Rashford? That's tough. Probably Rashford. Maybe. Arsenal at home. That is a flip of a coin. Genuinely a flip of a coin. That one's difficult to judge, to be honest. That is extremely difficult to judge. Aiden, I can't really help you on that one, mate. That is just... Probably Rashford. I'd probably play Rashford. Yeah, Ben, we went through your team already. I think I said, if I remember rightly. What did I say for your team, Ben? Where's Ben's team? Jesus. There's a lot of people. Commenting today. Which is good. It's what we want. It's what we want in these streams. Yeah, what I said, Ben, for your team was to replace Alisson with Edison. I would replace Estepinian with Chilwell. And yeah, what else did I say? I'd probably get Maddison in here as well for Matoma. But yeah, those are the changes that I would make to that team. Those are the changes that I would make to this team. What 2 players would you start over James Ward-Prowse and Bowen and free hit? What 2 players? Oh, what 2 players would you start? James Ward-Prowse, Bowen and Mbeumo. Probably Bowen and Mbeumo would be the ones. Who would you captain? Gavin, Haaland this week. What to do with Salah? Josh has asked. I've sold him. I have sold him to Maddison. He doesn't look that good. How do I see your teams? If you send them to me on Twitter or if you just want to type them out in the YouTube chat, it's a little bit easier for me to kind of read them there. Watkins or Pedro? Watkins, clear. But yeah, come over to Twitter at FPLTom_. That is the place to send me your teams. There is a pinned tweet. You can send it there and we'll review it. Foden or Maddison this week in Sun Dream Team. My dad's been playing the Sun Dream Team. He's like #1 in like the area that, you know, we're from, which is like incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I'd probably go Maddison. I'd go Maddison. Bowen or Maddison? Maddison's the better long-term pick. Bowen is the short-term pick. Yeah, it's worth it, Josh. Come on, join the bandwagon. Join the bandwagon. Yeah, I reckon Archer will start. Richarlison or Rashford out for Maddison. 100% Richarlison out. 100%. And then, Joe, that front line, Jackson, Alvarez, and Haaland is steaming. It's cooking, boy. Should I roll my free transfer or get Maddison in? It depends who you are replacing him for. It depends who you're replacing him for. Why are you doing a -8? -8, Gabriel to Udogie, Martinelli to Maddison, João Pedro to Antonio. 1 week punt, he's going to rotate well. Is it worth it? No. Not a -8 for that. I think Gabriel to Udogie makes sense. Martinelli to Maddison is one of them. I think you could look very silly with egg on your face after this week. But yeah. Morris in for Luis Diaz. Go on, Morris. Love to see it. The Morris hype train is building. Ooh. Probably. Yeah, I probably would go Maddison over Rashford for this week. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why someone was so adamant on getting rid of Rashford over Richarlison. Alvarez or Jackson? Probably go Alvarez. I think City are going to absolutely batter Fulham. Brendan will be in the first 11 instead of Richarlison. I don't know. He's been playing on the right, hasn't he, for Forest a little bit. So I don't know if that's Kulusevski's place or he's going to go down the middle. I don't really know. It's going to be an interesting one to see, to be honest. Hopefully, he goes down the middle because I think he's a midfielder this year, isn't he? Brendan Johnson. He is. 5.9. If he's playing up front, cheat code. Could be a potential cheat code in the next few weeks. But yeah, definitely a wait and see. Maddison's the priority for this week. And then, yeah, wait and see. Is it worth taking out Salah and Baldock for Maddison and Udogie or a different defence for a -8? I would not be taking minuses, to be honest. I would not be taking minuses. Josh, how's your team looking? Let me know what your team's looking like and then I can help you a little bit more. Rashford to Sterling for a -4? No, I wouldn't be doing that. I would do Gabriel to Udogie would be the one that I would do. Joe's going to send me his team. My Twitter is @FPLTom_. If you want to send it me and you're on TikTok as well, @FPLTom_. Get your team sent to me on Twitter and we'll have a review of them. If you are in the TikTok stream chat as well, do keep the questions coming in. Keep them flying in. And then, you know, as well, if you want them to get a little bit answered a little bit quicker and a little bit easier, do come over to YouTube as I can kind of see it a little bit better. It's right in front of me. So, yeah. Should I take a hit on Ferguson to Jackson? No, I think Ferguson's going to play this week. It looks like Danny Welbeck's going to miss the game, so Ferguson will be starting for me. Should I start a Kanji or Estepinian? Probably... Kanji didn't start last game. I'd probably go a Kanji, you know. And hope that he doesn't come on. But Estepinian's going to play. Definitely. So... yeah, it's one of them. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. I'm starving today. Absolutely starving. What are people having for the tea tonight as well? Friday night. What are people having? You having, you know, a rubbish home-cooked meal? Or you going out? You're having a little bit of takeaway? Yeah, you can hear my team. I'll read you my team out. My team is Johnson, Udogie, Henry, Chilwell, Maddison, Bruno Fernandes, Saka, Eze and Buemo, Nicholas Jackson, and Haaland captain. On the bench, Turner, Estepinian, Kabore, and Mbama. There you go. You can hear my team, or you could come and see it over on YouTube. Oh, Josh doesn't have Twitter. Well, if not Josh, just send it in the chat and we can work for it together and help you out. Saka or Ward-Prowse? I'd probably say Saka's the better long-term pick. But for the 1 week, game week punt, Ward-Prowse. But I would not be looking to move Saka on for Ward-Prowse. What's my YouTube? If you go to my bio, it's there. Or just put FPL Tom into YouTube and I pop up and you get to see my wonderful face. There you go. Any concerns? City might not feast on Fulham. We all thought that they would against Sheffield United. City seem a little bit out of sync with Pep missing on the sidelines. I think that's a valid point. You know, we all expected him to feast, but if you look at the game, I think City's XG was like 3.26. Obviously, if Haaland scores that penalty as well, it's a different game. He missed another big chance as well. Haaland could have very easily had a hat-trick. And potentially there was arguments as well to be made that he could have had more penalties as well. Because, you know, they were just like holding his neck at times. So I definitely think, you know, that result kind of flattered Sheffield United. If you look at it from an XG point of view and chances created, City absolutely dominated that game. Fulham as well are getting ripped apart in the transfer market. Absolutely ripped apart. So I think they'll do it. And they're the worst team for XG conceded this year. Bench 1, Estupinian, Rashford, Bruno, Diaz or Saka. Estupinian. Should I upgrade Saliba or Estupinian to Trippier? Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. Brighton's fixtures are really poor, apart from in game week 6 where they play Bournemouth. But then I think Trippier's playing Luton that week anyway. So, I'd probably say Estupinian. Estupinian to Trippier. Ahead of the curve there as well. Baldock or Saliba on the bench. Baldock obviously missed the last game through injury. I think he's back in training now. So I'd probably say Baldock. Yeah, cool. Just type it out, Josh. If you want to just type your team out, that's probably the best way you can send it me if you haven't got Twitter. That is the best way you can send it me. Worth doing Martinelli to Sterling / Foden for a -4? No. Not now Jesus is back either. It is scary benching Estupinian, but Newcastle aren't a bad team. Brighton haven't kept any clean sheets either yet. Should I captain Bowen against Luton? Nah, I'd stick with Haaland. Henry or Estupinian? Henry, 100%. Me or Botman? I don't think Ben Mee's quite fit yet either. Still question marks about Botman as well. So I'd probably go Botman because I don't think Mee's going to play. Should I be worried as a Johnson owner? I'm in the exact same position. I've got Johnson and Turner. So it's a real sticky wicket, to be honest, to be in. Johnson's going to play this week. That was said in Roy Hodgson's kind of press conference. You know, that Johnson's going to play this week. Longer term, definitely so. Hopefully, you know, Johnson can kind of keep his place till game week 9 when I'm looking to wildcard. So yeah, hopefully that's the case. Hello to everyone in the chat as well. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Do keep the questions coming in if you have any about your teams. Like it as well. We need some more likes in the TikTok chat and in the YouTube chat as well. You know, get the likes in, get the follows in, all that good stuff. No, we cannot, to answer that question. Is Foden going to start this week? Yeah, it was illness while he was out last week, so I definitely think he's going to start this week. I hope he does, anyway. Do you prefer Sterling, Foden, Maddison, or Mbeumo? I'd probably go Maddison, Mbeumo, Foden, Sterling in that order. Difficult, but yeah, that's the order that I'd go for. Which two should I start out of Estupinian, Colwell, or Pedporo? Colwell and Pedporo. Josh's team is Pickford, Estupinian, Saliba, Chilwell, Saka, Bowen, Salah, and Mbeumo, Jackson, Visser, Haaland. That's fine. That's a good team, that, Josh. Captain Haaland, and you're away. That front three is deadly as well. Jackson, Visser, and Haaland is insane. Adoji or Akanji? I'd go Adoji. Jordan Bowery starting in net or at centre-back this week. Jesus, that man can play absolutely everywhere. Bloody JB9, I've got 3 Brentford, 3 Chelsea, 2 West Ham with Bowen captain. Wish me luck. I do wish you the best of luck, my friend. I just think Luton might win, though, tonight. Under the lights, there's a little bit of romance. Udogie worth the -4? Nah. Visser or Isak? Visser. Would you start Martinelli? Yes. Depends who else is on your team, though. But yeah, keep the likes coming in on TikTok. We're absolutely flying as well. Captain Haaland or Alvarez? I captain Haaland. Stick with Haaland. What do you think of Newcastle's group for the UCL? Absolutely horrific. Horrific, isn't it? Is Botman fit? Apparently he's been back in training. It's not a major injury, but I don't think he's going to play. He might do, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a major injury, so he should be back after the international break. When should I use my wildcard? I think the best times this season are probably going to be around Game Week 8, Game Week 9, or Game Week 19 for your first wildcard, and then you obviously get another one after that as well. Who can I replace Gusto next game week with for 4 mil? Why are you replacing Gusto? Let me know. Maddison or Sterling? I think Maddison is the better option out of Sterling. Score prediction for tonight? I've gone for a 2-0 win for Luton. Maddison is not worth a -4. Best captain picks? Haaland. That's it. Just go with Haaland. Going to be forced to play Kabore. I think he's looked quite bright, to be honest. I just do worry about, their clean sheet capability. Might take Isak out. I wouldn't. The fixtures are really good after Game Week 6. They're really good after Game Week 6. Johnson to who after the international break? Flecken's probably the one. The 4.5 million, the goalkeeper that you want. Zach sent me his team on Twitter. We'll go and have a look at some of them in a minute. Julian Alvarez, I definitely think he's worth a punt this week. That's who my dad's gone for, and we kind of spoke about it, and that's who I've kind of recommended to him this week. So, yeah, definitely one to go for. Mighty Owl sent me his team. Have one free transfer, and currently Martinelli plus Watkins. Sterling, whoa, I'm trying to read this. I'd probably go... whoa, Watkins to Jackson. No, I wouldn't sell Salah for a -4. Wouldn't be taking any minuses, Josh. Odegaard to Foden for a -4. No, not worth it. Foden or Alvarez? I prefer Alvarez. Played the last 90 minutes as well. On some set pieces as well. Free kicks and corners and stuff. Jeff sent me his team as well. Right, we've had a lot of people send me their team. Maybe Sanchez. I don't know. I just feel like there's always something potentially, and I don't trust that Chelsea defence. The Brentford defence has looked very strong at the start of the season, so I think Flecken will be the one. Should I replace Trippier with Wan-Bissaka? No. Newcastle's fixtures are going to be really good after Game Week 6. Where to send my team? At Twitter, at FPLTom_. If you go into my bio, there is my YouTube channel, and then there'll be a link to that, to the Twitter. Go to the pin tweet, put it there. Someone's reminded me of the saddest day of my life. Port Vale 3-0 Mansfield. How can you send my team? Like I said, on Twitter, at FPLTom_. Yeah, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look at some teams that people have been sending me, because we've had quite a few more fly through the door, to be honest. Quite a few more fly through the door. Ward-Prowse is definitely a 1-week punt, but longer term, they've got City and Liverpool after that, so probably not. Reece Mills has sent me his team. He says he doesn't want those dirty Bruno points against Arsenal. He is an Arsenal fan. We're going away this weekend. The boys' trip to Denmark. We're going to go watch Copenhagen. There will be a video, like a TikTok about that. How we're going to Copenhagen for like less than 150 quid for like a lads' weekend. We're going to watch Copenhagen, so it's going to be sick. But yeah, Reese's team, he's got Areola, Chilwell, Udogie, Henry, Maddison, Bowen, Saka and Buemo. Haaland captain, Jackson and Nketiah up top. But like he said, he doesn't want those stinky Bruno points. I think it's very strong, mate. And I don't really know who I would put like Bruno in for, to be honest, in there. Maybe Nketiah would be the only one. But like I said, he is an Arsenal fan, so he's always going to back Arsenal over going for Bruno. But hopefully it comes back to bite him in the arse. Hopefully so. Right, who else has sent me their teams? Ethan. He sent me his team in the last 5 minutes. Onana, Udogie, Chilwell, Ruben, Diaz, Saka, Mbeumo, Foden, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Haaland, Jackson, Estupiñán, João Pedro on the bench. Ethan has 1 free transfer in the bank and 1 free transfer and 0 in the bank. Okay. I think there's not too many issues that I potentially would be wanting to swap with this team. I think take the 2 free transfers into the international break. That's what I'd do. That is what I'd do for that team. Joe sent me his team here. Flecken, Adoji, Anderson, Chilwell, Maddison, Salah, Bowen, and Mbeumo, Jackson, Haaland, and Alvarez. Why is Ward-Prowse on the bench? That's a sticky wicket. That's a difficult place to be in here. I think Bowen's the better option. It's a free hit. Ignore me. I'd maybe get a City defender in here somehow. That is my only change I would make there, Joe, on that free hit. No worries, Jeff. I can see we reviewed your team. Jack United has sent me his team as well. Flecken, Gusto, Pedporo, Henry, Saka, Foden, Rashford, and Mbeumo, Antonio, Nicholas Jackson, and Haaland. I'd probably start Bruno over Rashford just because in case they get a penalty. That would be the only change that I would make, Jack. That would be the only change that I would make for that one. Someone else has sent me their team, Sefi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. Or if you're in the YouTube chat. Sorry, Sefi, if I'm pronouncing your team name wrong. But he's got Areola, Chilwell, Adoji, Henry, Saka, Odegaard, Maddison, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Nicholas Jackson, Haaland, Colwell, Estupiñán, Semenyo on the bench. Bench boost activated as well. Wow. Okay. It's not a great week for a bench boost, to be honest. It's not a great week. I probably would not have bench boost there. Interesting one. Zach's team. I know Zach's in the TikTok chat. Edison, Gusto, Adoji, Chilwell, Saka, Foden, and Mbeumo, Rashford, Nicholas Jackson, Haaland captain, Visser. I'd probably switch Estupiñán and Saliba's positions on the bench. That would be the only change I would make to that team. Other than that, all good. All good, all strong. But yeah. Cool. We'll have a peruse of Twitter in a minute. There is about an hour till the deadline. We smashed through 1 glass of water. We do have another one available as well. So there is no, water break where you get to see my my sexy arse this week. We've had some questions come in. Apparently the Copenhagen goalkeeper wears a mask and has a ponytail. Interesting. Which two to start out of Estupiñán and Martinelli or Baldock? Estupiñán and Martinelli for me. Estupiñán and Martinelli. Where do I send my team? At FPLTom _. Brought in Visser for Watkins and Henry for me. Good shout? Yeah, it's a good shout. Visser or Jackson, or Visser starts and replaces Foden, or Visser benched. Oh my, that's a difficult one. Is there anyone else that you potentially could bench? Probably Visser would be at the bottom of that list. I'd probably play Foden and Jackson. Those would be the two that I would look to start. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes as well coming in on TikTok and on YouTube as well. It does push it out to more people, which is what we want. We want more people in these streams, as we are trying to hit 2,500 on the YouTube channel and 10,000 followers on TikTok as well. So do keep pushing. Someone else has sent me the team. Dylan sent me his team. Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look at your team that you've sent me. people's plans for the weekends? Let me know them as well. I'm interested. Always interested in people's plans, what they've got. Dylan, I can't see your team. Where have you sent it me? I can't quite see it. Can't quite see it, mate. Should I captain Antonio? No. Stick with Haaland. Stick with Haaland for this game week. Give that a quick refresh. And then, with an hour to the deadline, we're going to have a scout round on Twitter. See if we can find some early potential team news. Any injury news as well for this weekend. Dylan, do send me that team. Let me know when it's there and available for me to see. Who to sell for Maddison? Rashford or Diaby? Ooh, I'd probably do... What's Villa's fixtures like? What are Villa's fixtures like? Haven't really seen. European football's kicking in, which is a big thing as well. There is going to be a lot of rotation within that side. Fixtures. Aston Villa. It's not great. It's not great. Up until around game week 8 is when you probably want to have Diaby back. So I reckon go Diaby. Diaby out. Get Maddison in. Alvarez or Jackson? Oh, difficult. Probably Jackson. Probably Jackson. He's safe from Pep Roulette. I'm not a fan of Hartigan. Jackson. Cash or Saliba? Probably Cash. He looked quite attacking. Scored as well last night, didn't he? Which goalkeeper? I'd probably say Edison. Edison's the goalkeeper that I would be looking to go for if I was on a free hit. Or Flecken. Bournemouth home's a good fixture as well, if you need the budget. Nings asked, I have 2 free transfers and already have Maddison and 3 Chelsea assets. Thinking for going for a 1-week punt out Rashford. Who should I buy? Thanks. If you're going for a 1-week punt, Bowen. But if you want to keep your team kind of looking nice and ticking along, and Mbeumo would probably be the one that I'd go for longer term. And he's kind of a good 1-week punt as well this week. How do you send me a team? On Twitter, at FPLTom_. Go to my pinned tweet, send it me there. That's the best place that you can do it. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We'll go and have a look at some predicted lineups in a minute. We'll just have a quick check of Twitter. Joelinton the GOAT. Joel, if this is your team, this is a free hit team that he's put together. Areola, Chilwell, Adoji, Walker, Maddison, Bowen, and Mbeumo captain. Risky. I'd be going Haaland captain. Sterling, Visser, Haaland, Jackson. On the bench, Saka, Pedparo, Ruben Diaz. I'd probably start Ruben Diaz over Kyle Walker. That's what I'd do. Start Ruben Diaz over Kyle Walker. Right, let's have a quick scout of Twitter. See what is going off. See if there's any kind of transfers or deadline issues potentially arising. Any team news that we need to be potentially worried about. Doesn't seem like it at the moment. Doesn't seem like it, does it? Doesn't seem like there's any early team news out at the moment. Oh, shit's banging, isn't it? Absolutely banging. Love it. Yeah, no early team news kicking about. So let's head over to Draft Hound and let's go and have a look at predicted lineups for this game week. Probably Estupinian. Sutton United are massive. You used to have Ali Smith, and Ali Smith is one of my favourite players. So I can get on board with that. You got Liang Goal now as well, haven't you? Who do I bench? Alvarez, Matoma, Rashford, Martinelli. I'd probably bench Matoma. Probably bench Matoma out of that lot. Bench 1, Rashford, Martinelli, Matoma, Estupinian. I think Newcastle are going to score. So, Estupinian. Why Diaz over Walker? Walker obviously made the mistake leading to the goal for Sheffield United. So, I just think maybe Pep might potentially replace him. So, I'd just go for Diaz for that reason. No breaking news at the moment about injuries or anyone maybe starting or not starting. We're going to have a look for some predicted lineups now. kind of go through them. Make sure you guys can see that. You can. Cool. Just zoom that in a little bit for you guys on the YouTube stream. If you are on TikTok and you want to come over to the YouTube stream, see what we're doing in that, then that's all good. That's all good. Cash or Estepinian? I feel Liverpool can be exploited, to be honest. So I'd probably go Cash. Alvarez or Antonio? Lucy, I'd go for Alvarez. I'll go for Alvarez. Right, let's have a look at some predicted lineups for this game week. So Arsenal's predicted lineup, according to DraftHound, is Ramsdale, Thomas Partey, Ben White, Saliba, Zinchenko, and then a midfield three of Odegaard, Rice, Havertz, Saka, and Nketiah, but with 55 minutes, and then Martinelli. I think Jesus is potentially might start the game, or maybe come on around the half-time 60-minute mark. So I think this is pretty accurate. In terms of Aston Villa, I don't think Martinez is going to start. There was no kind of mention of him in either of the press conferences, but I don't think Martinez is going to start again this week. Would you get rid of João Pedro? Yes, I would. My top striker options would probably be Watkins. Morris is the popular one at the moment. Luton have really good fixtures for the next 4. He's on penalties as well, so that's probably what I'd do there. But yeah, that's Villa's lineup for this week. Matty Cash predicted 65 points. Watkins, Diaby, McGinn. There might be a little bit of rotation because they played European football on last night. Should I keep Sterling? Yeah, 100%, bro. Keep Sterling. Bournemouth team, if you have any Bournemouth players. Neto, Aaron, Ziabi, Sensi, Kirkes. Is that how you say it? Kirkes? Christie, Rothwell, Semenyo, Billin, Kluivert, Solanke. Cool. Brentford's team for this week. Flecken, Hickey, Pinnock, Collins, Henry, Jensen, Norgard, Janelt, Mbuemo, Visser, and Sade. Predicted team for Brighton for this week. Steele, Milner, Dunk, Webster, Estepinian, Gross, Gilmore, March, João Pedro, Matoma, and Ferguson leading the line. Danny Welbeck has been confirmed as injured, so if you do have Evan Ferguson, he's probably going to start. You imagine João Pedro is going to start as well. DraftHound are predicting him to start as well this game week. So, you know, it is an option if you do have him to potentially give him one more go. Burnley, I doubt anyone's got anyone from that team. The predicted Chelsea lineup: Sanchez, Diaz, Thiago Silva, Colwell, Gusto, Caicedo, Enzo, Chilwell, Gallagher, Sterling, and Nicholas Jackson up front. No real surprises there. No, you should not captain Antonio. Should not captain Antonio. I'll go check your team out in a minute. We're just having a quick run through of this. Crystal Palace lineup: Johnson is starting this game week, ladies and gentlemen. Johnson is going to be starting this game week. Roy Hodgson said that today. Obviously, Henderson hasn't trained yet. If you want to send me your team at FPL Tom_ on Twitter, that's the best place to do it. Yeah. The rest of the Palace team is pretty self-explanatory there. Moving on to Everton: Pickford, Patterson, Branthwaite, Tarkowski, Young, Garner, Gay, Decore, Onana, Danjuma, and Beto. You know what? We're going to take some time to talk about Beto because he looks good. He looks filthy, ladies and gentlemen. He looks a really good asset, to be honest. I'm a fan of Beto. I think he might be coming into my team at some point. Maybe. Definitely will be. Definitely will be. He's a good 5.5 million shout if you want to replace... what's the guy's name? If you want to replace Pedro, Beto. That's the one to go for. Unproven. Would be a risk, but a huge differential. Sheffield United as well. Why not? Why not? Fulham team, I doubt anyone's really got anyone from this team. Leno is probably the only one that's highly owned. Liverpool team for this week: Becker, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Matip, Robertson, Szoboszlai, Endo, McAllister, Salah, Darwizzy, and Luis Diaz. That's kind of the front three I'm expecting as well. Luton, Morris is predicted to start. Kabore is predicted to start as well tonight, if you do have any Luton players or need to play Luton players. Man City predicted lineup for from DraftHound, Edison, Walker, Ake, Ruben Diaz, Gvardiol, Kovacic, Rodri, Foden, Julian Alvarez, Grealish, and Haaland. I think that's going to be pretty much it. Manchester United predicted lineup: Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Martinez, Dalot, Casemiro, Ericsson, Anthony, Bruno, Martial, and Rashford. I think that's going to be pretty accurate. Højlund's probably going to come off the bench as well, you imagine. Estepinian, Walker or Trippier? Ooh. That's difficult. Probably Walker, because Draft Hound said he's going to play. So probably Walker, but obviously was at fault for one of the goals. So might not play. It's always the risk. Gusto versus Estepinian. I'd probably play Gusto. Newcastle's team for this week. Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Byrne, Target, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Almiron, Isak and Gordon. Pretty self-explanatory there. Turner, according to Draft Hound, predicted for 90 minutes if you are playing him. I'm guessing you mean Luis Diaz for that one. Watkins or Luis Diaz. My team is Flecken, Adoji, Chilwell, Estepinian, March, Matoma, Odegaard, Saka, Rashford, Haaland, Watkins. Strong team. Rate it. Salah out for Maddison, then a -4 to swap Pedro for Visser. I wouldn't be taking the -4. Would not be taking the -4. Yeah, I'll rate your team in a second, bro. We are just running through this. One for tonight, potentially. Draft Hound is saying that they don't predict Archer to play. I think Archer will play. I don't think you spend all that money for him to sit on the bench. Spurs team, it still has Richarlison up front, but I definitely think Brendan Johnson could be within a shout. Obviously, there was issues as well, potentially surrounding Richarlison's injury, but nothing else has kind of come out of that at the moment. Areola predicted to start tonight. Ward-Prowse, Bowen, and Antonio as well. And yeah, there's the Wolves team. There is the Wolves team. Diaby or Visser? Visser. Pedro to Visser / Alvarez for a -4 hit is okay. Probably not. I think João Pedro starts this week. I do think he starts. I don't really know much about Gravenbach, to be honest. There was a Liverpool fan at work yesterday absolutely raging that they'd sign him. He was not a fan. He was not a fan. Right. Whose team did we have to go look at? Wally. I'm not sure if this is the guy who was in this chat or this chat. But Wally sent me his team. It is on screen now on the YouTube chat. Johnson, Henry, Chilwell, Gusto, Saka, Rashford, Maddison, and Mbeumo, Salah, Jackson, Haaland. I think I'd probably stick with that, to be honest. I think that's the strongest you can get that lineup to be. No issues with that. Thoughts on Ansu Fati joining Brighton? He seems like one of them. You know, remember a couple of years ago when Renato Sanchez joined Swansea and everyone was like, what a signing that is. Seems like that a little bit. Does seem like that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. While the YouTube chat's been going off while I was doing that. Cool. Nunes or Antonio? I'd probably go Nunes. Luke's going to have his chips and pizza. What's on the pizza? Is it another pepperoni, mate? Or have you mixed it up a little bit? Gone a bit continental. How do the minutes predicted work? I don't really know where they get the minute predictors from. Some of them look completely rogue and random, to be honest. But they'll have an algorithm, so it must be some sort of their algorithm, to be honest. Start Gvardiol or Estepinian? I'd go Gvardiol. Ning sent me his team on Twitter. Let's go and have a look at that, mate. Let's go and have a look at that. If I can get there. If we can get there. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. It does help the stream just flow. But yeah, keep the questions coming in. Any questions you have about your team. Ning, I can't see your team on Twitter. It's not there. So maybe send it me again. Who'd start in defence? Adoji, Henry, Chilwell, Colwell, Estepinian. Please help. I'd go Adoji, Henry and Chilwell. If you went a 3. And if there was a 4, I'd probably double up on the Chelsea defence. I think Forest looked good though. So maybe Estepinian. Yeah, fuck it. Don't go with Colwell. Go Estepinian. Pepperoni. Never change. Never change, boy. Enzo Fernandez or João Pedro to start. Enzo Fernandez is probably going to get more minutes. Still might be on penalties as well, so probably go Enzo. But I think João Pedro might start this week with that Danny Welbeck injury. Benches Gusto, Flecken, Visser and Henry. Wow, that is ridiculous. My Twitter is @FPLTom_. Rashi or Watkins? Liverpool, the no Van Dijk this week. And I haven't looked great at the back. So Watkins. You used to have Danny Rose, so you know what? I've got a little bit of time for Northampton. You against Mbuemo, captain? Yeah, 100%. 100% against. I just, you know, Fulham are the worst team in the league for XG conceded and big chances conceded as well. Celtic or Rangers, don't really have a preference. One of them in it. Beto captain time. Jake is in the chat. The regular kind of co-host of the Wednesday night preview streams. If you don't come along to them, you're missing out. You're missing out big time. He's going Beto captain, and I kind of rate it. I'm all for Beto. I've got some time for Beto. Who do you think will win the Premier League? City? I didn't know Kyle Walker played for Northampton. Wow, that's cool. That is cool. That I'd probably keep Saliba in, but you know, yeah, I'd probably keep Saliba in. Yeah, I'd sell Matoma for Sterling. Rashford for Saka this game week. Probably go for Saka just because he maybe has the penalties. Gusto, yes or no? Depends who else is in your team, but I wouldn't be looking to bring him in. I agree with that. Tottenham have massively going under the radar as well. Okay, you've sent me a team again. Right, let's see if we can find it, mate. Let's see if we can find it. I do want to help you out. But it's not appearing in my notifications that you've sent it me again. Have you definitely got the right Twitter? Because it's not here. It's not appearing, mate. Which is frustrating. But yeah, I can't see it still. I can't see it. Do keep the questions flowing in, guys. We are fast approaching the deadline. 6:30 deadline this week as well. So do keep the questions coming in. If you have any questions about your team, if you're enjoying the stream here, either on YouTube or on TikTok, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff as well. Luke Armstrong to Mansfield. Is that actually a thing? We're going to Google that. See, this is the thing. I can't really keep track of transfers, which is difficult. 27 forward. Nah, I doubt that then. I doubt that. Haaland captain. I would not be captaining anyone else. Yeah, you can type it. I'll keep my eyes on this chat, so you can type it as well. Son out for MADDISON. I think Son... it's a difficult one, isn't it, to be honest? I'd maybe not have Diaby from the start. I'd be looking to get him in game week 8. So maybe he would be the only one that I'd change on that wild card. -4 for MADDISON. No, I would not be taking a -4 for MADDISON for Martinelli out. Bench is Gusto. Oh yeah, your bench is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, okay. Maybe we are getting Luke Armstrong, apparently. Where's the source for this? I've just seen on a quick Google that apparently he's staying put. So I don't think it's going to happen. Does Gabriel start? I don't think so. How should I switch? Who are you switching for? I need to know the rest of your team. Let me see if you sent it. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I need to know the rest of your team. Not the bench. Because I already know the bench and it's ridiculously strong. Probably Estepinian and White. I'd go out of that too. Should I bench Botman? Depends who else you need. But it doesn't look like he might not play. Oh, Jake, Darwizzy's had his own segment in this stream. We're all for Darwizzy this week. He's going to play. He is going to play up front. You can't just score 2 and not play. Longer term? Probably not, but yeah, it's one of them. Should I take a -4 for Henry instead of Gabriel? No, I would not be taking minuses unless my team desperately needs it. Unless you can't put out 10 players who are going to play. If you send me a team at FPLTom_ on Twitter. Liam and Jake, bit of beef in the chat. Liam saying he stinks. This is coming from the same man who doesn't rate Haaland though. So You know, can your footballing opinion be really valued? Probably not. If you're banned on Twitter, what have you been doing? Number one. Baldock or Tarkowski? Why have you got either of them? Why have you got either of them? But I'd probably go Baldock, back the home team. Matoma to Maddison or Watkins to Jackson? I'd go Matoma to Maddison. Matoma out for a -4 to Sterling, Bruno or Mbeumo. No, I wouldn't be taking minuses to do that. Yeah, I'd start Pedro. I think he's going to play this week. Obviously with that Danny Welbeck injury as well. Walker or Estepinian? Walker. Oh, head to head. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Do you want to put your ranking here from last year? It was dreadful. Dreadful. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. 40 minutes till the deadline. I have a Doji, Chilwell, Botman in my first 11 and Estepinian and Gabriel on the bench. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, to be honest. Do keep the questions coming in on TikTok as well. Keep the likes coming in as well on TikTok. We've had a good amount of them today. So if you are enjoying the stream, keep them coming in. Keep liking. Keep asking the questions as well. Start Saka or Awonyi. It's whether or not you think Awonyi is going to start. Score again. But I'd probably lean in more towards, from like a logical standpoint, I'd be leaning more towards going for Saka. From a kind of, heart perspective, I'd probably be going Awonyi. Saliba or Estepinian start? Probably go Estepinian. Jackson or Alvarez? I can't remember what I said earlier to this one. I think I went Jackson. Start Gabriel or Estepinian? Estepinian. Is Kulusevski a good option? I don't think he is anymore. Just down to the fact that I don't know where Brendan Johnson's going to play. He's been playing quite a lot on the right for Forest. So is that where he's going to play? I don't know. Yeah, Everton haven't scored a goal yet, but Beto's here now. Like, come on. It's Beto time. And the XG they've been accumulating is ridiculous. So I'd probably go Estepinian. Edison or Pickford? Yeah, you don't need to message me. Just if you go to my most recent pin tweet and leave it there. Edison or Pickford? Edison, 100%. -4 for Maddison in, Martinelli out. No, don't be taking minuses to do that. Jesus is back. Him and Martinelli have a really good partnership as well. My neck is killing for today's stream for some reason. Absolutely battering. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Onana or Leno this week? Onana. Onana, 100%. No way of Fulham keeping a clean sheet in that one. Absolutely no way. No way indeed. I sent it. Some people have sent me their team on Twitter. Here we go. John Button. He sent me his team. Hopefully you guys can see this on the YouTube stream. Edison, Estepinian, White, Gusto, Sterling, Saka, Maddison, Eze, and Mbeumo, Watkins, Haaland captain. I think you've got everything right there, to be honest, mate. If you've got no transfers left either, I think that team is pretty strong. No changes I would make to that. Very happy with that in. Should I put Stones in? Depends who else. Like, I wouldn't be looking to bring him in. Obviously, he had the... it looks like he's going to be back in training, but I imagine they'll just leave him till after the international break. Wait till he's fully fit and firing. But yeah. Alvarez for Watkins. Yeah, I think you want your Villa assets around game week 8. That's when their fixtures are cooking. And Alvarez, he's played the last 3 full 90s. So watch Pep absolutely bench him now. This guy was in the TikTok chat a minute ago. His team is Areola, Trippier, Chilwell, Adoji, Foden, Saka, Bruno, Sterling, Maddison, Antonio, Haaland. Bench is Flecken, Henry, Visser, Cash. Oh my days, that is difficult. I'd probably play Flecken over Areola just because it's a home game. That is the only thing that I potentially would change. Let me have a look at Everton's fixtures for you, Jake. Yeah, I'd probably go Morris, you know, mate. I'd probably go Morris. The fixtures are better. He's definitely on penalties as well. So I'd probably go Morris. But obviously Beto time is it's an elite club. It's an elite club. Questions coming in on TikTok as well. Keep them coming in, guys. I'm thinking Luton might score as it's their first home game. Yeah, I've got that feeling. Up the Stags as well. We're going to absolutely smash Bradford this weekend. So we can get on board with that. Everyone can get on board with that. No one likes Bradford. It's a dump as well. Absolute dive is Bradford. I mean, I can't really speak. Mansfield's it's not much better, is it? Hello, Tom. I'm planning to play a 3-5-2. My defenders are Estepinian, Saliba, Chilwell, Botman, Baldock. Should I do Estepinian, Saliba, or to a Doji? I think if you've got the free transfer, then yes, make that move. But if not, I wouldn't be taking a minus for it. Areola or Onana. I don't think either will keep a clean sheet. I'd probably go Areola. I'd probably go Areola, Archie, to be honest. Yeah, Andy Cook's scoring, isn't he? Andy Cook always scores against us, so that's happening. That's happening straight off the back. And I do think Morris is the more sensible option. He's on penalties as well, and you know how like OP that is. It's just like cheat code, to be honest. Saliba or Gusto this week? I'd go Gusto. Someone else has sent me their team on Twitter. Let's go and take a look at that very quickly. It hasn't come through yet. We're about 30 minutes away from the deadline. That team hasn't come through yet, so you might need to send it me again. Let's have a peruse of Twitter. See if there's any early team news kicking about. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. They are all appreciated. See if Lazy FPL's tweeted anything this week. Hopefully we get some early team news for the people that are going for like Bowen and James Ward-Prowse and stuff. But it doesn't look like we've got anything kind of concrete at the moment around team news. Yeah, no team news at the moment, which is a little bit disappointing. But it is what it is. Nothing we can really do about it. Visser and Sterling or Mbeumo and Jackson? I would go Mbeumo and Jackson. Is James Ward-Prowse good? Only for 1 week. Then they play City and Liverpool after that. So I wouldn't be looking to bring him in personally. I prefer a player with long-term fixtures rather than just one game week. But, you know, he has been cooking. And any time I say a player does really bad, they just go and smash it. Yeah. How many centre-backs are you playing, Archie? How many centre-backs are you playing? Replace Luis Diaz with Maddison for a -4? Nah, don't be taking minuses. I think he's going to start as well, so I won't worry about that. Someone in the TikTok chat is going for Antonio captain. Thoughts on that? No. Stick with Haaland. Fulham have the worst XG conceded. -4 for Gabriel for Diaz? No. Unless your team desperately needs it. Is it safe to bench Watkins? It's never safe to bench any player, to be honest, is it? Liverpool don't have Van Dijk either this weekend. So it's one of them. For this week, Visser or Matoma? I'd be going Visser. 3 defenders. Okay, then I'd put Pedro. Just because in case one of your defenders doesn't play, Saliba's going to automatically come in anyway. And I think João Pedro is going to play with that Welbeck injury. Or I hope he is. Up top, but Alvarez is on the bench to sub in. Oof. Saliba or Baldock? I'd be going Saliba. Baldock obviously had that injury and transfer speculation this week. So yeah. Walker or Estepinian? I'd be going Walker. Nah, not Leyton Orient. Go on. Oh, honestly, whenever we get promoted to League One, it would be an absolute dream. I think we've been in League Two for like 11 years. I want to say 11 years now, which is ridiculous. I got Salah. Would you get rid for Sterling and then Pedro out for Jackson with the cash? Yeah, I'd do that. As long as you're not taking a minus. Alvarez and Henry or Diaz and Visser? I'd go Alvarez and Henry. Sterling, Foden or Matoma? Probably Sterling. Matoma or Semenyo? Matoma. Some questions coming in on the YouTube chat. I'm on a wild card. Would you still recommend changing Foden, Isak to Alvarez and Diaby? And extra, what do you think of Bowen? Bowen's going to be a 1 week punt. I'd probably keep Foden in there as well, to be honest. Yeah, I'd do that. Who should I take out for a Doji? Estepinian or Saliba? Why are you taking a Doji out? Keep a Doji in. I don't know if Baldock's going to play, to be honest. I genuinely don't know if Baldock's going to play. Obviously, he picked up an injury. There's been that transfer speculation as well. So he might not play. But Ben White, I think, will play. It's just they're probably going to concede. Odegaard out for Sterling or Maddison. Or keep Odie. I'd go Maddison. He's my preferred favourite over Sterling. Turner or Pickford? Jesus. Pickford. No worries, guys. Do keep the questions coming in. 29 minutes till the deadline. If you're enjoying either of the streams on YouTube or on TikTok, do like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, it helps the channel out. Sorry, I meant to take Estepinian out for... I mean, Brighton's fixtures aren't good in the long term. It's only that game week 6 fixture that you probably really want to play Estepinian. So I'd probably lean towards more Estepinian. Is Origi to Forest? Jesus, they've been busy today, haven't they? Is it bad for a one-yeet? I think at the moment it starts, but it potentially could limit his minutes in the future. Anderson or bench Henry? Anderson on or bench Henry? I think Henry's got that little bit more attacking potential about him. A Kanji or a Doji? I'd go a Doji. What are we waffling about? We're waffling about fantasy football, mate. We are waffling about fantasy football. Estepinian or Trippier? Estepinian. No worries, bud. No worries, mate. Do keep the questions coming in, guys, as we are fast approaching the deadline. Also, go and make sure you've locked in your own team. You don't want to be left with a situation where you haven't locked in your team. That would be silly. Jackson or Antonio? Jackson. Is Stones back from injury? Apparently he's training again, and it's not as as bad as they thought. But I definitely think he's not going to play this week. I think he'll play after the international break. So I don't think he's like a major concern. If you can get around maybe benching him this week, that is what I'd do. Henry or Estepinian? I'd go Henry. I would go Henry for that one. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Right, we're going to have a scout round on Twitter. See if we've got any early team news coming in. Only 27 minutes till the deadline now. But yeah, keep the questions coming in, guys. We will try to get through as many as possible. Doesn't look like there's any early team news from them. Let's go and check team news and tricks. Again, it doesn't seem like we're getting any early team news at the current moment, which is a little bit of a concern. But yeah, doesn't look like there's any early team news kicking about at the moment, which is a little bit of a concern. I'd go Saliba over Baldock. Nunes or Saka? Probably Saka. Saka and Bomo, Maddison, Sterling, Bowen with Haaland, Jackson up top, but Alvarez is on the bench to sub in. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. What about your defence? Is there anyone you can play from your back line, maybe? Are you playing a 4 at the back or a 3 at the back there? Eze or Watkins? Eze. Should I start Diaz or Walker? Both. Like, Fulham at home is a great fixture. Sterling or Haaland captain? I'd be going Haaland captain. Why Saliba over Baldock? Baldock missed the last game through potential injury. And let's have a check, actually. I can't remember if they said he was back or not. But there was also transfer speculation about him. So I think he might miss out on this game, to be honest. But yeah, that's why I go Saliba. What rank am I? I'm currently 86,000 in the world. João Pedro or Estepinian as first sub. How many defenders have you got in your team? When will you be free hitting? Probably around the double or blank game weeks towards the back end of this season. That's when I'll be doing it. Right, let's find this Sheffield United stuff. Jesus. A lot of scrolling. There we go. There was no word on actually Baldock. No word on Baldock either. Whoops. Chilwell, Augusto, Chilwell, clear. I'm not ignoring you. It's kind of hard to keep reading two chats at the same time, but I ain't ignoring you. Just ask your question again. Visser or Nunes? I go Visser. Matoma to Sterling? Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Jackson or Antonio? We're going Jackson. Best replacement for Wan-Bissaka? Is he 4.5? Probably Adoji, Henry, someone like that. That's who I'd be recommending. Would you start Martinelli or start a back four of Chilwell, Adoji, Henry, Estepinian? I'd start Martinelli, especially if Jesus is coming back. Stephen Quinn is an absolute legend, to be honest. How that man is still playing at like the age that he is ridiculous. Start Flecken or Areola? I'd back the home team and go Flecken. Alvarez in for a -4 or just start Estepinian? I'd start Estepinian. Not worth the minus, in my personal opinion. No worries. João Pedro or Estepinian as first sub, starting Henry, Adoji and Chilwell. I'd go João Pedro then, because if one of your defenders maybe doesn't play. How does it work? You basically go to Fantasy Premier League, you build the team, you have a 100 million budget, you get to make one free transfer every single week. There's certain chips and stuff that you can play. And you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. You get points for players doing well, keeping clean sheets, scoring goals, getting assists. It's a great game. Go check it out. Henry or Gusto? I go Henry. I would go Henry. Money doesn't matter for the Wan-Bissaka replacement. Have you got Chilwell? That would be my first one. Then probably a Doji. Then maybe a City defender. Then Henry. Then cash. Start Gvardiol or Saliba after news of City team. Where's the news of the City team come from, Richard? Where's that come from? We'll go check that out. -4 for Maddison in, Matoma out. No, I wouldn't be doing minuses to get people out. Gusto or Cash or Henry? I'd probably go Henry. I'd go Henry. European football is going to be a kick in the teeth to Villa and Chilwell's minutes. Cash's minutes, sorry. Would you stick with your original team for the wild card? Yeah, I'd stick with my original team. Thoughts on Port Vale? They can go fuck themselves. They beat us 3-0 in a playoff final. They can go do themselves. If you are watching on TikTok, the easiest thing that you can do is go into my bio, go over to the YouTube. I can answer your questions a little bit easier as well in this chat, as it's like right in front of me as well. And you get to see my team as well. It's just a little bit easier. A lot more interaction as well in that chat as well. Can you send your team to me? Yeah, at FPLTom_ on Twitter. Like I said, the easiest thing to do, go in the bio, go through the YouTube. Then there's the Twitter link. Then just send it. Attach it to my pinned tweet is probably the easiest way. Rashford to Maddison or Turner to Areola. Got 2 free transfers, so need to use 1. Ooh. I think you could probably make do. Who's your other goalkeeper? Maybe make do with that. And then I'd probably put Maddison above that if you've got another playing goalkeeper. Henry or Diaz? Probably Diaz. I fancy City to get a clean sheet. Main Road. Oh, he is usually pretty decent, to be honest. He is pretty decent. It'd help if I could actually spell, wouldn't it? FPL. And it'd help if Twitter wanted to work. Really would. But yeah, let's have a look. Main road. That's actually the team. What's his handle? What's his handle? I've seen it before, but I can't remember his handle off by heart. If you could send me that. Johnson is my... Oh, Jesus. You're in the same position as me. Save it. Save it. I think if you can manage and kind of get to game week 9, I think you're fine. I think you'll be fine. But yeah, I think if you can get to game week 9 and then you wildcard in, hopefully by that point Johnson has still kept his place. But you'll have 2 free transfers next week anyway. So if that does become an issue, yeah, I'd say attack it. Be attackive. Johnson's going to play this week at least. Right, someone sent me the team, I think. No, they didn't. Cool. Thoughts on the Oates injury rumour? I hope it's not real, but knowing Reece Oates probably is real. Wildcard midfield of Saka, Rashford, Foden, Sterling, Maddison. Good idea. Yeah, I like that. I like that as a midfield. Estepinian or Henry to keep? I'd keep Henry. I'd go Gvardiol over Estepinian. Yeah, apparently Archer's going to be in contention for this game week, and they haven't looked too good in front of goal, so I definitely think he could start this game week. Who should I start? João Pedro or hold the transfer? It depends what sort of budget you've got. Salah, Rashford and Pedro out for Maddison, Jackson and Mbeumo or someone else. No, I like those picks. How about Salah? I've got rid of Salah on my own team. I've gone to Maddison this week. Moved to Maddison. Oh, do I think Archer over Estepinian Saliba? Probably not. Chesterfield are rubbish as well. Don't bring that stuff into me. At FPL Main Road, absolute gem. Thank you, sir. What a guy. Alright, it'd help if I, did it in Twitter. Okay, let's have a look. Where did he tweet? Oh, his predicted lineup for this week. So this is FPL Main Road's predicted lineup for this week for the City game. Edison, Akanji, Rodri, Diaz, Ake, Kovacic, Walker, Alvarez, Foden, Doku, interesting, and Haaland. So that's his predicted lineup for this week. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for sending me that. Hello, I have 1 free transfer. Current mid, Mbeumo, Fernandes, Rashford, Saka, Matoma. Would you sell Matoma for Diaz or Maddison? Richarlison, Diaby, Kulusevski, 2.8 in them. Watch from South Africa. Oh, nice. I would do Matoma to Maddison would be the one that I'd go for, mate. Rashford or March? Who should I start? March has actually been killing it, So I'd probably go March. You can send it me on Twitter. Thoughts on Watkins? I think he's done all right so far this season. Obviously not getting the goals, getting assists. Liverpool as well have no Van Dijk this weekend, so that potentially could be an issue for them. Haven't looked the greatest in defence either. Is Anderson any good? Yeah, he's all right. Oh, it's a banging kit, isn't it? Aiken's on the back as well. Loving it. Yeah, I get it. I get why you would be hesitant if he's fit, but he's just not looked good. And this Johnson deal as well, I think could throw a spanner in the works for Richarlison's kind of long-term minutes. Should I captain Antonio versus Luton or Haaland? I'd go Haaland. Fulham have got the worst XG conceded in the league. Score predictions for tomorrow. I already went through them earlier in the stream, but for tomorrow, 2-0 win for Everton, 2-0 win for Brentford, 3-0 win for Spurs, 2-1 win for Chelsea, 6-0 to City, and a 3-2 win to Newcastle against Brighton. Yeah. Yes, that's a good midfield. Saka, Foden, Sterling, Maddison and Bruno is a good midfield. It's a good midfield. If you've already sent it me, then I've probably been for it, Roku. Would you start Areola versus Luton or Flecken versus Bournemouth? I'd go Flecken. Back the home team. Back the home team. What rank am I in the world? I'm 86,000 at the current time of streaming. Do you think Bowen is good for this week? Only for this week. If you need a long-term kind of pick, then probably not. Probably not. Right. Apparently people have been sending me their teams. Let's go and have a look. We have absolutely zero notifications, so I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it, guys. It's not looking good. Yeah, we've already done all these as well. So no one else has sent me their team on Twitter. 15 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you have got your teams locked and loaded for Game Week 4 as well. The last game week before the international breaks. You wanna finish quite well. You wanna have a good finish, to be honest. But yeah, I have Rashford, Bruno, Sterling, Eze, and Saka. Do you think I get Maddison for a -4? Not for a minus. Not for a minus. I need a third defender. I have a Doji and Chilwell. Henry, Cash. They're probably two really good ones. Or Gvardiol from City. Start two out of this. Watkins, Diaby and Luis Diaz. Probably go Watkins and Diaby. I think they're... Watkins and Luis Diaz, sorry. I think Diaby might come off a little bit earlier. Obviously, European football last night as well. Why Henry? Just... Brentford are a very good team. Good record against the top 6 sides as well. When they play a 5 at the back system as well, he is very attacking. Picks up a lot of attacking returns. But a Doji's another good one. Oh, you already have a Doji. Sorry. But yeah. That's why. I have Henry in my team. Great asset. I don't think that's the worst thing. Dropping Isaac for Gabi. Jesus. We'll see how he gets on this week. Apparently Rusty's team should be available on Twitter. Oh, here we go. Okay, someone sent me this team. Wildcard active. It is, I think it's Roku who was in either this chat or this chat. One of the chats. We'll try and get through as many of these questions as possible. He's got Areola, Pinnock, Adoji, Gusto, Salah, Foden, Maddison, Saka, Visser, Haaland, and Jackson. Burn on the bench. Would maybe replace Dan Burn. Kind of the long-term thing. And I'd just get... It's difficult to say, to be honest, what I'd do with this team if I was different. I don't really like Leno as a 4.5 million. I think I'd rather have Pinnock. Not Pinnock. I'd rather have Flecken here. And then maybe go to Chilwell for Gusto 100%. I wouldn't be having Salah either in this team. I'd get rid of Salah. I'd be getting rid of Salah. I just don't think he's worth it. And it frees up so much money to kind of get, you know, better players in here as well. You're missing out on Chilwell. He is going to haul at some point. Definitely. Even Fantasy are doing like deadline day tweets now. See if there's any kind of stuff. I used triple captain on Haaland last week and he scored. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great for Haaland last week. Consider yourself a little bit unlucky. A Doji from the start, though, is big, that Fred. So I rate that from you, mate. I rate that from you. Doesn't look like there's any kind of early team news kicking about. If there is, let me know in either of the chats. Should I take a hit from Martinelli to Sterling to free up money for João Pedro to Alvarez next week? No. No, I won't be taking hits. Don't be taking hits. Pick 2, please. Rashford, Saliba, Estepinian, Alvarez, Saka. Alvarez and Saka. What's my team? Here's my team. Here is my team on screen. If you want to come see it and you're on TikTok, head over, use the link in my bio. It's a little bit easier for me to answer your questions as well. So come over to the YouTube stream. We're trying to hit 2,000 subs as well here on the YouTube channel. FPL Tom as well, if you can't be asked following the link and you just want to go and have a look. Estepinian or Martinelli? I'd probably go Martinelli. Kudo starting. News. Dun dun dun. Any kind of confirmed source on this or not. We'll have a look in a second. Someone else has sent me their team. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that team name, but yeah, sure. If that's you and you're in the YouTube chat, great. Flecken, Gvardiol, Adoji, Chilwell, Ruben, Saka and Buemo, Maddison, Bruno. Yeah, I rate that. That's very strong. Nothing I'd change there, to be honest. Let's have a look if there's any kind of early team news kicking about. Adoji over Gusto. Adoji over Gusto. Doesn't look like it. If anyone does have any early team news, leave their Twitter handles there and we'll go check them out. Why Eze? Eze's underlying data is great on penalties and all the play for Crystal Palace just comes through him. He's just a fantastic player to have and a good asset. Wolves at home's a great fixture as well. Great asset. Antonio or Visser? I'd go Visser. Better longer term fixtures. Jackson, Haaland, Diaby, Martinelli, Saka, Gabriel, Henry, Rashford, Matoma, Chilwell, Estepinian, Ake. Are you asking me who you'd take out? Probably Matoma would be my highest priority. I'd be taking out of that. And I'd be getting Maddison in. That was what I would do, Daniel. Start Pinnock or Estepinian? I'd start Pinnock. I have Saka, Bruno, Maddison, Foden, Sterling. Who do I bench for Antonio? Probably no one. I think they've all got the potential to outscore Antonio there. Hi Tom, bench Estepinian or Adoji? Also, why Adoji over Gusto? Cheers. I'd start Adoji over Estepinian. And then James is kind of potentially coming back from the news that we've heard this week after the international break. So I think that limits Gusto's long-term kind of availability. Would you take Jota out or Rashford out for Maddison? I'm worried about Jota's minutes. Yeah, I would. I'd go... If it's not for a minus, I would do Jota to Maddison. Who will get more points, Antonio or Saka? Saka. Right, let's go and check this Twitter handle out that someone has sent me for the West Ham early news. Let's have a look. So we're getting some early kind of news here from leaked lineups. Does look fairly reliable, to be honest. Edison Alvarez is starting. Antonio is starting. Jared Bowen starts as well. So if you have any of these players, Sterling or Foden? Probably Sterling. Yeah, if you have any of these players, Jared Bowen starting, Antonio starting, and Edson Alvarez is starting. Interesting. But yeah, so if you've gone for Bowen, he is starting. Kind of expected him to be starting as well. Thank you, whoever sent me that. There is 7 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you have got your teams locked and loaded for Game Week 4. Yeah, I'd play Gusto this week then. Would you do Jota and Buemo Rashford to -4 for Maddison? I don't really like taking minuses, but I definitely think Jota's minutes are going to be limited. But if Nunez does absolutely nothing this week, we could see Jota back in. So I wouldn't be taking the minus. International break as well. Adoji or Akanji? I'd go Adoji. Come on, you Bantams. No, go fuck yourself. All about the mighty Mansfield. No one likes Bradford. Sterling or Visser? Probably Sterling. Start Gusto or Saka? I have Chilwell. I'd start Saka. What is my total points? 1999? I want to say 1999. No, it's 199. with a rank of around 86,000 as well. I can't remember the exact number, but yeah, around the 86,000. 5 minutes till the deadline, guys, as well. Make sure you are getting your teams locked in. That's a good start to the season, 196. Respectable. It is very respectable, to be honest. See if there's any kind of other early team news from leaked lineups. We have heard that Antonio, Edson Alvarez, and Jared Bowen are starting. Oh, you had Cash on the... That is rough. I know a few people had Cash on the bench. Up the stage, I'm guessing you mean up the Stags, Christian. I'm guessing you mean up the Stags. I hope so, anyway. I hope so, mate. I do hope so. But, you know, maybe up the stage. You can't beat stages. Took Martinelli and Shaw out for Sterling and a Doji. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you're on TikTok as well, make sure to come over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 2,000 subs as soon as possible and 2,500 by the end of the month. It's a big ask, but you know what? If you enjoy the content, come over, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. Would mean the absolute world to me. Right. We've got about 4 minutes till the deadline. 4 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure your team is locked and loaded for this game week. Should I captain Jackson? No. Stick with Haaland. Fulham have the worst XG conceded in the league. I am busting for a wee. I've been filming for, well, streaming for nearly like 2 and a bit hours, like 2.25 hours. A Doji or a Kanji? I'd go Doji. But yeah, I really need a wee. Sterling or Jackson? Jackson. Less competition for places, especially with Cole Palmer joining. See, I'd do it that way. I would do it that way. Alvarez or Matoma? I'd be going Alvarez. Looks really good. Played 3 full 90s as well, which is rare for him. Which is very rare. Swan or Oates? Probably Oates. He gives his all, doesn't he? But he does seem a little bit like a Danny Rose 2.0. That's the only issue. He just seems to just make unnecessary like challenges, and I know he busts a gut for the team, but yeah, we've got to manage his minutes effectively, to be honest. But yeah, do keep the questions coming in, guys. We'll have one peruse of Twitter, see if there's any kind of early team news coming in. So far, the only ones that I've seen from leaked lineups: Antonio starts, Edson Alvarez starts, and Jared Bowen starts. Those are the only ones that we do have at the moment. Yeah, so someone just asked about early team news. The only ones that we've got confirmed so far at the moment: Jared Bowen, Mikel Antonio, and Edson Alvarez. This is all coming from leaked lineups. Never used this guy before. Don't know if he's reliable or not, but we'll have a check round some of the other ones as well. Doesn't seem like many people have leaks for this one. Edwards or Watkins? Ooh. Aidan Flint is an absolute gem, by the way. Aidan Flint is too good for League 2. He's actually quality. I'd start Saliba. Luton haven't looked great at the back. Edward or Watkins? He has been accumulating a hell of a lot of XG as Edward, but I know they were linked with Iheanacho. I don't know if that's come to kind of any fruition at all. But yeah, bench Rashford or Watkins? That's tough. That is tough. I think the only thing that you'd have to say with that one is Watkins has looked quite good, as have Aston Villa. There's no Van Dijk for Liverpool as well. So yeah. Yeah, it was, I think, apparently he lives around the Mansfield area. His girlfriend as well is from Pinkston, or he's from Pinkston. So I think that's why he's moved back. Obviously, when he starts to retire, that's the area he wants to be around. And Buemo captain? Nah, I'd be going Haaland. Haaland captain. Nice. Still going with it. Looking likely that Kudos doesn't start. I don't think he'll start anyway this week, to be honest. I think he might be on the bench. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Do keep your questions coming, guys, as we are fast approaching the deadline. Like, literally a minute. A minute left. I'll stick around afterwards as well. Kind of talk to anyone. Yep, Mansfield shirt. Buzzing. Captain Chilwell, is that stupid? Yeah, that's stupid, mate. That is It's pretty stupid, especially when Haaland's playing. Last probably like few seconds of the deadline as well coming in. I wouldn't be taking a -4 for Pedro, Liam. Don't be taking a -4 for Pedro. Would not be doing that. I am a Stags fan. I am a Mansfield fan. But yeah, I wouldn't be taking a minus for that unless your team desperately needs it. But Jackson or Alvarez are pretty good shouts, but I still wouldn't be taking a minus, to be honest. But yeah, keep your questions coming in, guys. The deadline is pretty much here as well. So yeah, Estepinian or Henry? Henry. Good long-term fixtures. Brentford are a decent defence as well, as we're pretty much, it's just gone half past. So I'm going to refresh fantasy. The deadline's gone, guys. The deadline has gone indeed. So make sure, you know, you've had your team in there. Oh, mate, I'm buzzing for tomorrow. I'm not going to the game. I'm flying to Denmark tomorrow. So buzzing for that. But yeah, I think we'll win. We're playing some, honestly, amazing football at the moment. The deadline has passed for FPL. So if you want to, you know, ask early questions, ask any other questions, to be honest, about whatever, football, fantasy, anything like that. I'll stick around for like 10, 15 minutes, but I am starving tonight and I need to go for a run. So yeah, any questions you want to ask, do get them in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say I have Mbomo as my captain. Don't say I have Mbomo as my captain. You are trolling me. Big time. I'm just going to go back and watch the stream. Nah, Haaland's captain. Nice try. Looking to bring in a game week Newcastle access for game week 5? I don't think so. I think it's going to be game week 6. But with the kind of situation that I've got with my own team, I've got Johnson and Turner. So what I might do is just go for Nick Pope. I've got the money in the bank, so might do that. Yeah, apparently we played extremely well against Wednesday. I don't like Hillsborough as a ground, though. I went last year in the FA Cup. Hi, Alex. Yeah, hopefully we can get everyone back soon as possible from injury and then just start kicking on, to be honest. Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate that. If you want to come over to the YouTube as well and subscribe there, that would be massively appreciated. Anyone in the TikTok chat as well, if you want to see regular FPL content, we upload like 2-3 times a week. 2 streams as well on there. Come over to the YouTube channel. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't have a season ticket. I don't actually live in Mansfield anymore. I live in Leeds, so it's not really like convenient. So yeah, deadline has gone, unfortunately. Game prediction for tonight, I'm going for a 2-0 Luton win. 2-0 Luton win. That's what we're going for. 2-0 Luton win, to be honest. I just think under the lights, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. But yeah, we'll wrap up in like around 10 minutes or so. Mansfield predictions for tomorrow. I think we're gonna win 3-1. We're gonna win 3-1 is my predictions. But yeah. Oh, mate, if we drew Leeds, I obviously work in Leeds as well, so there's a lot of like Leeds fans and stuff, and we were like, I was honestly buzzing for like that to be a potential draw, but they bottled it to Salford, so it is what it is. It's one of them. But yeah, hopefully we can get them in the FA Cup if we make it to the 3rd round. That would be great. But yeah, definitely so. How about you? Are you a season ticket holder? I know we've had like record sales this year. It's going to be impossible, to be honest, to get tickets when I want to go or when I'm back home. Yeah, I'm predicting a Luton win. Will Jared Bowen flop? Potentially. Another Mansfield fan, up the Stags. Opinions, I captained Onana. Oh, mate, you've had a stinker. Luke's asked, what do I do for work? I work in sports broadcasting. Yeah. That is what I do for a living. Nice one. Thank you very much. Oh, my fungus. Thank you for subbing, mate. Hopefully see you in here for the next deadline stream. Sutton versus Port Vale. Oh, it's a proper tin pot draw, isn't it? Like, it wasn't great, was it? No, I'm not going to the game tomorrow. I'm flying to Denmark. Gonna watch Copenhagen this weekend. There will be a TikTok about that. Me and a kind of like group of lads We're going to Copenhagen for the weekend, 3 days. I think we're back like Tuesday. So yeah, looking forward to that. Dirt cheap tickets, dirt cheap flights as well. So always get yourself like doing stuff like that. It's something I've always wanted to do, to be honest. Is go to like a European like away game. Like I really want to go to a Dortmund game. That's on like my bucket list, and I'd love to do that. But we'll see. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on the TikTok as well for that Copenhagen kind of video on how you can like go and watch European football. Where's my jersey, mate? What do you mean, where's your jersey? Do you mean what jersey? Which one of these? I don't know. Hopefully 3 points and no injuries would be the absolute dream, but it's Mansfield. It's not going to go like that. It'll be 3 points and like half the squad's injured, and then we're just playing with like children on the bench every single week. People on Twitter saying Clark's rumoured to go to Grimsby. He's not on the bench, hasn't he? So, like, it's one of them. It's a difficult one. Like, obviously, if he wants to be playing regular first team minutes, you know, I get it. But we just don't have the cover, do we, to be honest? I do like AC Milan jerseys. Yeah, I'd love to go and see Royce before he retires, to be honest. I was trying so hard last year to go get Bellingham. On the back of this shirt is Bellingham. I was like really trying hard to get tickets, but it's pretty much impossible, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with that. Unless we've got someone better, I'd want him to stay. I don't think there's any point getting rid of him. Who's my favourite team? Mansfield Town, League 2. Absolute ballers. Absolute ballers, to be honest. Yeah, like I said, I don't want Ollie Clark to leave the club, to be honest. I'd rather keep him unless we've got someone else lined up to potentially, you know, come into the squad. But other than that, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'd want him to leave, especially with the injury record that we've got. It's abysmal. But yeah, who's your favourite Mansfield player of all time? All time. Who's your favourite one? Let me know in the comments about that. We will finish up in around 5 minutes. We'll chat for a couple more minutes about Mansfield. Why not? I'm usually chatting about FPL, but we'll make it about Mansfield. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's come to today's deadline stream. Like I said, we do these streams every single week on the Friday or the Saturday. So if you want to be involved in future ones, follow me on TikTok, come over to the YouTube channel, FPL Tom, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. It honestly means the absolute world to me. And you know what? We're trying to make this like, so it's, you know, a regular thing, and I can do this, you know, as a more than a hobby would be great. But yeah. Matt Green has to be up there, yeah, 100%. Pierce, Murray, yeah. Louis Briscoe, oh, what a shout. What a shout that is. I think CJ Hamilton, like that's probably the era where I had my season ticket the most, was like Steve Evans going into David Flitcroft kind of was when I had my season ticket when I was living back home as well, so could go to a lot of games. No worries, man. Thank you for coming to the stream. Appreciate it. Maris, underrated baller. Agree with that as well. Yeah, 100%. 100% CJ was underused. But yeah, Ali Smith is actually one of my favourite players. I still to this day don't know why we got rid of him. I thought he was brilliant. But yeah, Christy Pym is our goalkeeper. That's his name. But yeah, I still don't know why. Why Mansfield? It's where I'm from. It's where I'm from, mate. Yeah, I agree with that. And then I went to Stockport last weekend, and I thought that was better than anything under Flitcroft, to be honest. Second half especially. The football, the possession football is brilliant. Clough has got us ticking, so hopefully it's going to be a good season. Hopefully it's going to be a good season. But yeah, thank you everyone who has come to today's stream. Massively appreciated. All the likes, comments, subscribers, followers, all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for it, ladies and gentlemen. We're all going to wrap up in a second. Yeah, I agree with your point. The football we're playing this year is immense. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap up. My neck is killing. I need to go for a run. I need some food as well. Good luck this game week, everyone in FPL as well. Forgot exactly why we were here talking about, but yeah, good luck this game week in FPL, everyone. Come over to the YouTube channel. We will have videos up over the weekend. Yeah, there'll be videos on the channel. There's also going to be the TikTok going out for the Copenhagen. How we got it, 150 quid for everything, a weekend in Copenhagen, and football tickets as well. That will be coming soon to the TikTok channel as well. But yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy.